Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Geekcast. We are here with a very awesome topic with you today, and a very special guest with us today. I am Matt,
I'm Mittens.
and she's going to go ahead and interview our guest for a moment here. So, Mittens, the floor is yours.
All right. I would like to introduce Shadowriths. Let's talk a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What do you do?
I'm Shadow, also known as Matt, by the way.
Oh,
Ah,
Yeah.
let's,
well, that won't be confusing
I
at all.
mean, just, nah, not really. It shouldn't be, because my supervisor's name's Matt, too, so.
Well,
Um, I mean, I stream. I've been streaming since, like, 2015. I've gone back between using Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube, so it's been, tossing it back and forth and seeing what's puddle is what. I also love to do photo manipulation. Mittens has seen me do it before. Um, I love writing. My cats, most definitely, as you already saw one. Um,
How long have you been streaming?
since like October, November 2015 ish.
Nice.
Started off with Battlefield. Well, it's whenever the white PS4 came out for Destiny, for the first Destiny.
that was around
And you've said
2014, I believe.
Right.
I get mixed up on when those games came out, honestly.
It's either 14 or 15. I just know 15 is whenever I started streaming. Me and friends just started messing with it. Because I started out on the PS4, and like two of the biggest things at the time was Battlefield Hardline and Destiny. Battlefield Hardline was basically just a more modern Counter-Strike.
Oh, nice. Nice. So how long have you been gaming in general?
Since I can remember there only being a channel 3, 6, and possibly channel 12 on a good day on a Saturday.
Favorite console?
That's a toss-up. That's hard. That's a hard question to answer. Because they're all good. They've all got their perks. They've all got their fun games. Like, I grew up on Nintendo and Super Nintendo with the side-scrolling Ninja Turtle games.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
Because we also even had the not many people know about it because not many people had it, but was one of Nintendo had their handheld, but then Sega had theirs, the Game Gear or whatever it was called.
Yeah, I
They
had
had
one of
two.
those.
They had the Nomad also, but that played Sega Genesis games. I have them right here. They don't work, but my wife found them in a storage unit in our backyard, and they hadn't worked for a while because when we had them in the closet, she asked me to test them out, and I said, I think these are done. Like they just won't even power on. Charging them does nothing. So I'm gonna hold on to them for whatever reason. Maybe I can fix it. I don't know.
Just in case. That's still cool.
Yeah.
It's like one of the hardest handheld games ever. It's the Lion King game for that thing.
Don't even like
that game is hard on any console, and I have that Sega Genesis collection for the PS4, and I was looking it up one time, and they say get a platinum trophy in 30 minutes, and it was for Aladdin and Lion King because they're both on that collection. And this guy in the video said exactly what to do. Basically, he was skipping every level, and I got a platinum trophy in like 30 minutes. And so you could say I technically beat the Lion King just by cheating. No, but yeah, it is a tough game. I'm not gonna lie about that one. Aladdin was pretty tough too, though.
What's your favorite video game?
Most definitely the Final Fantasy franchise. I can't say
Yeah.
I have a favorite one, but I love them all.
9 is the best.
I mean, to be fair though, it is actually tied with two others, and that would be the Chrono series, because Chrono Cross and Trigger are amazing as well, and then one that didn't get enough credit because it came out at the worst time ever, and that's when Final Fantasy dropped, and that was Legend Dragoon.
Oh my gosh, Dragon. Okay, sorry. That is such a good game.
We've brought that up twice already on the first 2 episodes because of the PlayStation Plus stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, awesome. So, what are your goals? We'll end with what your goals are in something that you like to do, streaming and stuff like that.
Well, you already know that me and my buddy are working on making Fat Cat Haven a thing.
Yeah.
But that is definitely going to require a lot more work.
You'll get there. Well, where can people find you?
Well, if you look on Instagram and TikTok, a lot of the stuff is under Fat Cat Haven now because we are actually slowly rebranding everything to what the Discord shows.
I look forward to seeing where it goes.
So they'll be switching on Twitch soon too.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Well, thank you for being here, Shadow. And we're definitely getting into the news next, and then we'll start talking about the topic and your point of views on Twitch and YouTube, the streaming services.
So there's not much in video game releases. At least I wasn't really paying attention to any releases lately. But there was a little small bit of news. I'm just gonna go ahead. I guess I'll bring up the Square Enix. I'm sorry. Wow, Squaresoft. Ooh, that hasn't been around in a long time. A lot of Square Enix games IPs got sold off to this company. I think their name is the Embracer Group or the Ember Group, something with an E. And a lot of people are wondering what's happening with that, why these games are going to this company that's relatively unknown. Well, from what I was reading, they purchased them. And if you guys have heard anything else on this, please fill me in because I really didn't look too much into it. But I only noticed it because Perfect Dark was being worked on by Square Enix. And they, I believe, backed out. They're no longer working on it, or somebody who was working on it is no longer working on that game, which kind of sucks because Perfect Dark, every single one of those games has been in some kind of development hell. The first game had trouble. A lot of the team from GoldenEye left to go form Free Radical, and they ended up making Time Splitters, which is a fantastic game. I hope that's also on the PlayStation Plus service when it comes out, but they went on to make that one. And that basically is the predecessor to GoldenEye. So Perfect Dark had development hell. The second Perfect Dark Zero had development hell, but that game was just not good in general. It was kind of a bad game. I didn't believe anybody when they said it, but I finally played it. It was not good. So people are interested in what's happening with Square Enix. Some people think Sony's gonna buy them or acquire them somehow. Which, if that does in fact actually happen, that is going to suck for people who are waiting for Final Fantasy VII Remake to hit Xbox. Because at this point, I saw this on Twitter. Somebody said at this point, if it hasn't hit Xbox yet, it probably won't because it came out in 2020, right? Then they said 2021 was going to be when the exclusivity ran out on PlayStation. So 2021 came around. They said, "Oh, actually, 2022, we're going to extend it one more year." And I think it got extended to 2023. So it's like, I don't think it's ever going to come out for Xbox.
Which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, because when Final Fantasy X, speaking of remake, I actually started remake last week on stream. And I'm actually going to play through it. It's going to take a bit of time. But when you think back to the Final Fantasy games, the first few games were Nintendo, basically big Nintendo pushers. Like, you got a Nintendo, you got Final Fantasy. You got Super Nintendo, you got Final Fantasy. And then it shifted to PlayStation, and it was predominantly PlayStation for the longest time. And then when it went multi-platform, they started focusing heavily on that game with Final Fantasy X over on Xbox. And I remember they just kept pushing and pushing and pushing for it on Xbox. You had the 360 with Lightning on the front and everything. I know because the GameStop I worked at had like 10 of those in the storage room 2 years after the game came out. So they were heavily promoting that game with Xbox. So they were really pushing it for that. So that's kind of, yeah, it would suck for people who who are Final Fantasy fans and don't want to get a PlayStation. They want to play it on Xbox. So, I mean, we'll see what happens with that. I'm curious as to, I mean, yeah, you can still, but some of them don't want to play on PC. They want to play with a controller. I mean, you can use a controller on PCs now to play some of these games. So, I mean, I don't see what the problem is with that, but I get it. People just don't want to play on PC. They'd rather play on console. It is what it is. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm interested because that also goes into the Tomb Raider stuff and how this new company is going to be working with Tomb Raider and everything. So we'll see how it works with that. But they own a lot of IPs from Square Enix. They own Tomb Raider, Deus Ex. What are the other ones I saw?
Well, because
I think Hitman's one of them.
Crystal did a lot of the Tomb Raider stuff. Crystal Dynamics did a lot of games for Square.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, though, ever since the CEO before the one that's in Square now, the CEO that was around whenever the first Tomb Raider remake launched is either the first or second Tomb Raider remake. He was not content with the sales, and even said so, and ended up stepping down not long after sales did not meet his said quota, even though sales did outstanding for the remake.
Yeah.
So things have been getting done interestingly weird ever since the new person has stepped in.
Yeah, and then you look at like Avengers, and that was Crystal Dynamics. Yeah, that was Crystal Dynamics. I'm thinking that Guardians of the Galaxy, but that was the Deus Ex guys. That was I believe Eidos Montreal, if I'm not mistaken, maybe. Um, yeah, they made some poor choices with the Avengers game. I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was, but they made some really poor choices with that game, and they could have made it not as a games of service or however that term is. They should have just made it a straight up Avengers game, not so much like a Destiny game. But because it was Marvel, I did play a lot of it, and I did try to level grind a lot of my characters. But eventually, I just gave up. I was like, I'm done with this game. I mean, I haven't even played some of the DLCs. I keep meaning to go back, and I just every time I think about it, I'm like, I really don't want to, because I just don't want to level grind in that game. But we'll see how it goes. I believe Crystal Dynamics is also working on another new game, or they might have been the team that actually was working on Perfect Dark. I think they might have been the one that was working on Perfect Dark. I haven't really looked too much into it lately to see, but I'm pretty sure 100% they were one of the teams working on it. So that's basically that little bit of news there. The other bit of news I saw today actually was talking about Resident Evil Verse or Reverse, whatever they're calling it, RE-verse, was announced last year or 2 years ago when they first announced Resident Evil 8. And everybody was a little up in arms about that, saying, we don't want a multiplayer Resident Evil game. Honestly, the only time it's ever worked has been with the Mercenaries modes in Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6. But when they brought it into the remake of Resident Evil 3 with the, I forget, Resistance, I played about 5 minutes, 10 minutes of that couple games. I did not like it. They were trying to capitalize on the Dead by Daylight stuff where one person is the villain who
Killer,
controls
yeah.
the killer, basically. Yeah, they tried to capitalize on that, and it wasn't fun. I didn't like it. But the thing with this RE verse is that it's essentially, like you were saying before we started the show here, that it's going to be kind of like what Operation Raccoon City was, and a lot of people did not like Raccoon City. I enjoyed it for what it was, but I could see where they strongly disliked that game. But we'll see if it does, in fact, actually come out and happen, because they've been talking about it. Actually, no, they haven't been talking about it. It got rated in Europe. That's why there's speculation that, it might be coming out soon, because that's what happens. Whenever something gets rated in another country, it usually means something's coming out soon, which is how we found out about the Siphon Filter games getting re-rated on the ESRB, because they're possibly coming to the PlayStation Plus Premium. It makes sense, and then those 3 other PlayStation 1 games got re-rated. Anytime, so in case y'all don't notice, anytime a game is getting re-released or remastered or anything, they have to re-rate the game on the ESRB. They can't just throw it out there and say, okay, it's good to go. No, they have to basically make sure it's okay for today's standards. Like, in case anything is back then is not okay for today's standards, they have to re-rate it. So maybe a game that was rated T back then is rated M for mature now, or vice versa, rated M back then, rated T now, if that makes sense. And in case anybody didn't know how that works or why that happens, why they have to rebrand the games in the ESRB. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm interested because it is going to be free. I never got to play the beta because every time I tried to get in, it just was broken and never worked. So I was like, whatever. I don't care. So when it comes out, I'll try it. I may not like it, and therefore I probably won't play it again, because since it's free, I don't have to worry. I didn't waste money on it.
I don't know how I feel about that. Because I don't like scary games anyway. So I wouldn't have been playing it even if it is free, unless someone like dragged me kicking and screaming to play it.
It's not like it's going to be its actual horror aspect ordeal, because
No,
it's
that's
more
true.
of a team deathmatch,
Yeah.
team
Yeah.
versus team ordeal.
Yeah, and the thing about that is if they add some kind of, and they haven't, and since they haven't talked about it, maybe they were adding more modes. If they add some kind of mercenaries mode to this, that might actually interest people because a lot of people, they love the mercenaries mode. I didn't really care for it in Village because of the whole first person thing. I said this just doesn't feel right to me. Even though I liked Village, the mercenaries mode just didn't feel right to me. I just didn't like it. So I'd rather them have a mercenaries mode in third person, or if it is a team deathmatch, maybe have a mode where there's a zombie mode where you're just fighting against, or you're, unless that is the case, I could be wrong. I might be thinking of Evil Dead, but they should have a mode where you're doing a team deathmatch and there's zombies running around at the same time, like they did with Raccoon City. You know, I'll definitely play that. Which, if I remember seeing the trailers, that's kind of what they were going for because Nemesis was running around and everything. But yeah, we'll see. We haven't really seen much of anything on that game in about a year, so who knows? Who knows what's going on with it?
Do you have anything else with the news?
I started watching Halo. Finally. I got pretty much through the first episode, and I didn't really get any further than that because I was just gonna knock out the first episode and just watch the next one if I got done with it. But I was tired and I fell asleep afterwards. But no, you said the episode was the longest one, but they're all about an hour long. Or some of them are an hour long, some of them are about 45 minutes. But I did not know, and I forgot about this, that show was supposed to be on Showtime. When they first started talking about it, it was going to be on Showtime, a Showtime series.
Yeah.
And they, when you watch the credits, it says presented by Showtime or something. I was like, oh, interesting. But it's on Paramount, so maybe it at one point it was going to be on that channel, and they said, you know what, let's throw it over here on Paramount where we can get more people to join the service and watch it over here. So it's interesting. I like it. I did like that when Master Chief is running around, they have the sound effects from the game. So when his shield got drained, you hear the beeping, and then it raises up. Like, that is cool. So
it brought me back, gave me a little bit of chills. Like, oh no, I'm playing. He needs to heal.
Yeah, and there was one part where you see a gun and assault rifle on the ground, and the CGI for it just looked really bad. I was like, ooh, that's not pretty. That looks pretty ugly. So that was my only gripe about that. But I did enjoy it. I like that they're talking about Reach and stuff, and you see all the other Spartans and everything, which I haven't played Reach in a while, so I don't really remember. I know when you complete Reach, you do see Master Chief in one of the Pelicans when they're taking off. If you pan the, I don't know if you've gotten to that point yet in the game, if you played that.
I've already beat that one.
Okay,
yeah.
So at the end, if you look to the, I think it's the right, you actually see Master Chief in his cryo chamber at the end of the game, and I thought that was really cool. I'm like, okay, that's setting up the first game is basically Rogue One, but with Halo. So Reach was setting up Halo 1. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to check out more of them. I should be watching these shows, but I started watching Cobra Kai again because season 5 is coming out in September. And I'm like, I'll watch season 4. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'll watch the show from the beginning, season 1, episode 1. Let's do it. I've watched that show probably 6 times now. Once when it was on YouTube, then when it got moved to Netflix, then when season 3 came out, then when season 4 came out, now season 5. I'm like, Jesus. It's a good show, though.
Do you rewatch the whole thing?
The whole series, yeah. Because they're only 30-minute episodes. So if I start now, by the time I get to September, I should be caught up. Honestly, if I'm not caught up, it's fine. It's all good. If it gets closer and I'm not caught up, I'll just rewatch season 4 so I am caught up with what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, at least a season prior, or I don't know, have like an overview Wikipedia.
Well, they usually
like, oh yeah.
It's Netflix. They always have recaps on what's going on with what happened in previous seasons. So
Halo's recap, once you get to the next episode, is really in depth.
Okay, so they do recaps. Okay.
Of the last episode, so that you just remember kind of what happened and where you're kind of at. So
okay, so
I appreciate that.
So it's like a previously on whatever.
Yeah, previously on Dragon Ball Z. Yeah.
I remember X-Men used to do that. You'd hear Cyclops say previously on X-Men, and sometimes it was Wolverine. And that, oh man, that show got, oh my God. Okay, I can't talk about it. Doctor Strange, sorry.
No, you can't, because I haven't seen it yet.
You might know about one of the characters in the movie then. Or
yes, not. I do. I know what happens to them because it's already been freaking spoiled to me.
Okay,
So
then I will say there was a theme song that plays in the movie that I was like, yes, this, yes. I won't tell you what it
yes,
is. It's just it was cool. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. Some
the
people said it
husband
should have
didn't.
been. They said it should have been rated R. I was like, why? But there, I see where they're coming from. But it was fine the way it was. It was a very Sam Raimi movie.
I don't really have any news that I can think of at this point. What about you, Shadow? Any gaming news going on right now? Yeah, that one's kind of hard.
That one is kind of hard.
'Cause I don't know if anything major really going on right now.
Bethesda said they to expect some, or they think they're gonna have some surprises, or hopefully some surprises, some good things. I mean, I know we talked about it last episode, but I mean, I'm hoping that I know Microsoft stopped their backwards compatibility thing, but since they own Bethesda, maybe they can get some of their older titles on the either Game Pass PC or Game Pass console. Some of the games that they don't have on there yet.
We
But
can cross our fingers.
yeah, pretty much everything that's out now is already on Game Pass in some form.
Yeah.
So, did you want to jump into the anime first or the topic of the show first?
I think we should go ahead and get with the topic. So today we're talking about the Twitch versus YouTube, and I heard recently you told me that you're going to decide to go YouTube specific. Like that's what you're going to be doing. So why are you going to do that?
Well, okay, so I'm still gonna keep my Twitch and everything, and I'm gonna stream there occasionally. Like if there's ever a day where I want to stream on like a weekend or something, I'll do it. But a lot of times I just really don't want to stream on weekends, especially in the morning. I wake up and I did a Saturday morning stream with PBD for a while. We did the collabs, and we were waking up early. She's waking up earlier than I am because she's 2 hours behind us. Well,
Oh
I think
yeah.
3 hours behind you guys, and so I tried it again, doing a Saturday morning stream myself, and it was fine the first time, but then the next weekend I was able to do one. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go back to sleep. I don't feel like doing this right now. But
Yeah.
the thing is and if you have any questions that you would like to ask me, like I guess you can do this as like an interview base if you want. But the reason why I chose to just stream more to YouTube is because I started focusing more on my channel. And I started the channel in 2018 and I was doing unboxings and toy reviews, and then I started shifting into gaming stuff. And then one of my buddies told me, "Hey, if you're going to put gameplay on YouTube, just stream to Twitch." And so I said, "Okay, I'll stream to Twitch." And one of my first streams actually was on YouTube, and it was just a testing stream, but I didn't know how it worked, and then I went over to Twitch. I said, okay, this makes a little more sense on how this stuff works over here. It's easier, it's more streamlined, easier to figure out. And I just started streaming to Twitch more, and I started focusing less on my YouTube channel. And so I think what happened was I posted a short on YouTube. It was a Resident Evil 4 short, and it was this. If you played Resident Evil 4, it's a spot where Leon is inside of a mining area, and there's a big, huge boulder. And you have to put dynamite on the boulder to explode it and get past. And I said, well, why don't you just punch the boulder instead? Like Chris Redfield. That short got 14,000 views
Nice.
in a matter, I'm not joking, in a matter of an hour, 2 hours. It just kept going up and up and up. I was like, what the hell? And that's when my wife said, you need to go with that. You need to do that, put more gaming shorts on there. And she just started brainstorming ideas to me. She said, do top fives, do this, do that. And I was doing playthroughs at first on YouTube.
Yeah.
But
I remember that.
when I was early on in YouTube, they weren't doing so well. Like I was putting in the keywords and everything. I was doing the tags and all that. Well, I wasn't using the keywords, I'm sorry. I was doing the tags. And people kept telling me use TubeBuddy, use vidIQ, use this. And I said, I don't want to use those. I don't know if they work very well. And once I started figuring out how those worked and started finding, keywords that worked and everything, and then I also started, promoting my stuff more on um, Twitter and everything, that's when it started, working out with just the gameplay and everything. And I said, well, let me try streaming on YouTube again. And I did Metal Gear Solid 2, and it got, I think, 78 views, maybe 80 views. Not at the time, but over the span of a couple days, it got got 78, 80 views. I was like, okay, cool. I can try that. I can do this. And I was still streaming to Twitch. Well, then I stopped doing the YouTube stream for a little bit. And this is all last year, keep in mind. And I stopped doing YouTube. I said, I kind of miss Twitch. I want to, go back over there and stream over there. And then it just, stuff over there just started, I don't know. I just started not liking things that I was seeing over there. And people would come into the chat and be like, oh, hey, I just followed you, so check out my work, check out my channel, and check out my videos and my streams and everything. It's like, hey, cool, dude, but I'm streaming right now. I can't go check out your content right now. So, and they threw bits at me. I'm like, thanks, and they're like, here's bits. Go check out my channel. I was like, bro, I am streaming right now. I'm not gonna stop what I'm doing just to go watch just to go check out your channel. I mean, I did afterwards, but I was like, I don't care. You don't really have. I think they were just trying to get me to go over there because I had a bunch of views, and really, normally I never have that many views on a stream. And I was just like, I'll check it out when I'm done. But also just the backseaters and everything. Now I know they might be there in YouTube also, but I haven't encountered any. But they're pretty bad over on Twitch. I was playing God of War. I was doing a God of War marathon, and I got to the third game. Somebody came in. And they were just being rude to everybody. They were being rude to the mods. They were being rude to not really me, but more the mods. And we were talking about God of War 2018. And this person just flipped a lid. And they absolutely hated that game. So they kept trashing everybody who was talking about how fun the game was. And they were one of those people that said God of War 4 doesn't exist. Well, it does. It is a game. It does exist. It's there. I've played it. So just don't be like that. That's really dumb to act that way, to just pretend like, it's childish. I mean, I'll say that the Resident Evil movies don't exist because in my mind they don't, even though they do. I won't get into those here, but it was just like that day they were just going crazy. They were just getting,
they were trolling.
And I was ignoring it. I was ignoring everything. When they started acting like, when they said, oh, God of War 4 doesn't exist, when they said that, I was like, okay, I'm checked out. I'm done with you. And I messaged my mod. I said, hey, keep an eye on this person. They said, don't worry, I am. And they were just messing with them for a little bit. And then when they started acting really, even more childish, when I finished the game, they said, okay, now play challenge mode. I said, I'm literally ending my stream here, so I'm not going to jump into the challenge mode. I don't want to. It's my stream. I will play it how I want. I will do what I want.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to play God of War 4 after this. And they said, screw that game. It doesn't exist. Don't play it. I'm like, you're welcome to leave. You don't want to, if you're going to be like that, you are welcome to leave. You don't have to be here. And so it was just one of those things. And then the mod just banned him for being a jerk. And then that person actually messaged the mod and started cussing him out and everything. It was PBD, by the way. They started cussing her out. And she's like, you know what? You're going to get blocked and banned just for being an ass. And that wasn't the first time. Like, I've had others come in, like I was playing Spider-Man and somebody came in and said, screw Stan Lee, blah, 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 this and that. And it's like, I literally just started the game. You're 5 minutes in and you're being an ass.
That's not the problem. That's a problem everywhere, I feel like. So everywhere you're going to go, you're going to get a lot of people who are just trolls and just want to give you a hard time and give people in your chat a hard time. It's having the support system in the background in any way you're going to stream, any device, YouTube, Twitch, whatever. You need to have a support system, a mod system, or someone who can be watching your back, because there's going to be people that are going to jump in and do shit like that.
I don't know what being a mod is.
Well, I mean, not just that, but like all the chat bots. You want to get famous? I haven't seen one of those in a while, actually, but they used to just pop up all over the place, and it's just I feel like there's just a lot of toxicity going on over there that I'm just like, and from what I'm hearing about the stuff they're going to do with YouTube gaming and everything, I'm hearing a lot of good things, and it's just like, okay, you know what? I'm going to give this a try. And really, the main reason was I got tired of sending my audience to two places. The people who were on YouTube were not going over to Twitch. People on Twitch were not going over to YouTube. And I said, look, I'm going to stream to one place because at the end of the day, the stream is still content. It's still going to get views, still going to get watched. And it's just easier, keyword-wise and tag-wise, it's easier to get your video noticed on YouTube if you have a really good thumbnail. And I've been making a lot of great thumbnails, and that's usually what people notice first, is that thumbnail. If I see a really cool thumbnail, I'm not even going to read what the title says. I'm like, oh, cool, that thumbnail looks awesome. I'm gonna watch that video. I don't even know what the title said.
Well, can't you do that when, I mean, like I do, I stream to Twitch and then I just send all of my VODs and clips and everything over to YouTube and I have libraries of everything, like categorized in years because I'm weird and like to do that. But like everything is all categorized so that somebody who is on YouTube and may not watch Twitch can even still see those videos. And I do respond to any comments and stuff like that in those. So isn't that kind of the same?
So I did that for a while. So when I started my Metal Gear Solid 2 stream on YouTube, I actually finished it on Twitch. But when I was transferring and importing the videos over to YouTube, there was like little to no traffic. I used all the same tags throughout each video, and they got little to no traffic at all. So when I streamed Final Fantasy VII last week, had I streamed it on Twitch, I probably wouldn't have had as much feedback and a turnout as I did on YouTube. That video is sitting at about 76 views now, which I'm totally cool with. You know, I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that to happen. Had I done it over on Twitch, it probably would have just 2 or 3, about 10 maybe. I mean, I don't expect every video to explode like that. When they do, it's cool. And my thing is, I'm just, and I really get tired of the people who say, "Oh, you need," and I don't listen to them, but they're like, "You need to this to get your channel to grow. You need to this to get your channel to grow." And I'm like, why don't I just be consistent?
Number one rule.
Why don't I just be consistent and keep posting when
The
I'm posting?
hardest one.
Like, yeah, and it's just be consistent. That's really the main thing you can do. And you know, yeah, keywords and everything help, but having a schedule and a video going live every week on the same day, being consistent with that schedule is going to have the people come back, and it really has helped. And that was another thing. My Twitch schedule was just all over the place. I kept changing days. I kept canceling and this and that. I was like, you know what? I'm just for a while. I'm gonna stick with YouTube, and then if I do end up going back to my basically my goal is if I end up getting a following here, then yeah, maybe I'll go back to Twitch and start streaming over there again. But for now, I just want to stay focused with YouTube because I can't focus on both. I'm trying to make content for YouTube. Therefore, I get so not burnt out, but I record so much for YouTube stuff that I'm just by the time Thursday stream comes around for Twitch or whenever the Twitch stream is happening, I'm like, I'm just too tired to do it right now. I've been recording all week, you know. So that, I mean, that's it. That's somewhat of what I have for now. If anything comes up later, I'll bring it up.
Well, with YouTube, since I've never streamed there, so I am totally genuine in all my questions. When you are streaming live, like what does the chat and stuff look like? Do you have like channel points? Does it have like the kind of back and forth like Twitch has?
They have super chats.
Super chat.
I don't know if you have to have a certain amount of subs for that. I've seen it on like bigger channels and everything. It's essentially donations or bits, but it's actually money. I don't know what you have to do to get those. Honestly, I've never seen one on my channel. But the chat's basically the same. It is a little delayed though. It's about a 20-30 second delay. Like I'll say something. So for example, if you were watching and I said, "Oh, hey, welcome in Mittens. How are you doing today?" And then you'll answer 30 seconds later. Whereas Twitch, I like that it's instant kind of thing, where you can answer somebody or your stream is not as delayed as it is on YouTube. So you can, you know, when I was trying to check audio for Twitch and everything, I would listen at the same time just to make sure everything was good. And then YouTube, I was listening. I said, "Why is it so delayed?" And somebody told me, "Yeah, it's just delayed in general."
That would kind of drive me nuts.
Yeah,
just a little.
But there's sometimes where I'll ask something to the chat and they'll answer like 5 minutes later. I'm like, "Whoa, how delayed was that?" But I think they just didn't get a chance to answer right off the bat, and they'll answer me, but then I'll forget what I even asked them. So that's one flaw that with the YouTube streaming that I don't like is that if I ask something, I won't get an answer immediately. It won't be right then and there. It'll be like a minute later when I actually hear than when they actually answer.
What about like do they have an emote equivalent?
That I don't know. PBD was asking me about that, and I'm not entirely sure. I haven't really looked too much into it. Honestly, that is some of the changes that they're trying to do with YouTube gaming. They're trying to basically do everything that Twitch is doing, adding more stuff in. They allow people to clip stuff now, but I think you have to have about 1,000 subs for that to happen.
Damn.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
I'm
that's the
almost.
thing. YouTube used to be a lot lower
Mhm.
back whenever I was first started streaming. It used to be not as heavy standards, and then somewhere down the line they made it feel impossible for people, which is why people abandoned
Them at
streaming
that
to
point.
YouTube.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't help that they removed the live tab from the trending page either, though. So it makes it harder finding people unless you know the person is going live.
And they don't have
Yeah.
notifications like Twitch
Well,
does, right?
So it basically counts as if you're like the first time I ever did a stream to YouTube last year, one of my followers comes in. Wow, I can't speak. He came in and he said, "I thought you were uploading a video," and I said, "Nah, dude, I'm streaming." And so what it does is, and I've seen a lot of the channels I watch, a lot of other podcasts I watch, and all that. They say, "Video. This episode's premiering in 30 minutes." And I don't like to do the 30 minutes because I feel like that's too long, and my audience might forget. Well, last week I had two people in the room waiting before I even went live because they're like, "I'm ready to see you play Final Fantasy VII." So the thing is, you can schedule a stream, and I'd schedule them, but I don't make them public until about 5 minutes before, or like, yeah, about 5 minutes before I'm about to go live, because 5 minutes is enough time. My channel's still small enough to where it's like I don't want to take too long in the starting soon screen unless I got some kind of montage plan. I don't want to take too long, making people wait. I want to jump right into it because that's one of the things I was told was don't let your audience wait too long. If you have people in there, just jump into it, start doing the stream and everything. Don't let them wait, otherwise they will leave.
Yeah.
But there are ways to let people know that you are going live. Like he said, it pops up with a notification. It'll say, going live in 30 minutes, and then it'll say so and so just went live, and they're live now. Come check them out. But yeah, I did not know about the live feed thing. I did not know that was there.
Yeah, they were back in like 18, they removed it from the trending page, which raised a lot of commotion because people could just look around at the different people streaming like they can on Twitch, but now since they removed that, because they were trying to lean more towards the whole events page or whatever that's called.
Yeah, I think that's might be one of the things they're working on, possibly bringing back. Now I heard Twitch is also going to be doing some changes too, and one of my buddies was telling me he heard that they're going to start allowing affiliates to co-stream or multi-stream on YouTube and Twitch. If that does happen, I will definitely do that.
Oh,
I'll do
yeah.
both at
I
the
mean,
same time.
that's technically, I mean, I've done it before as affiliate, not gonna lie. I don't recommend it.
Why is that?
Because somewhere during the line, doesn't matter whether you're using Restream, using the feature through Streamlabs, doesn't matter which feature you're using that allows you to go live to multiple. One, you're trying to keep up with multiple chats at once.
Right.
Yeah.
Two, somewhere down the line, one of the connections gets so far behind.
Mm-hmm.
So far behind. It's hard to keep them consistently together at the same time. And is honestly not worth it, in my opinion.
Okay.
From doing it in the past myself.
Well, does that also incorporate, like, forgive me for saying this, like Facebook?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think
you with Restream, there it creates a specific link for you to put into your whatever program you're using to stream, but now Streamlabs has it where you can do multi-streaming anyway.
Yeah. Don't you have to pay for that though?
I can't. I think it is in the premium. I can't remember.
Okay, because
I
haven't
have
messed
premium,
with.
so I can't tell.
I
haven't messed with Streamlabs in a while. Ever since I made the smart switch of going back to OBS.
Oh yeah, same here. I went back to and I stopped OBS. I mean, I guess it is related to.
I see that look.
I guess it is related to streaming.
No, they are not related.
No.
Streamlabs is
No. I'm
oh
saying it's related to streaming in general. Like I stopped using
oh
OBS
yeah.
because I stream off of a Mac, and one of the updates royally screwed up OBS, and every time I started it, it would just crash, and I'm like, what's going on here? So I had to use Streamlabs, and then they finally fixed whatever was wrong with OBS, and I went back to that. And then when all the stuff happened with them recently, with the stealing the name Streamlabs OBS, I was like, oh, bye, I'm out.
I mean,
And I
that
went,
doesn't stop me from wanting to use, because I like some of the features Streamlabs has, but
yeah,
it's not as toxic. It is not as taxing on a system as
yes,
Yeah.
compared to what OBS is.
that was another
Yeah.
reason I switched back over
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'd be
I'm trying to
streaming.
get that one over there to switch.
Yeah,
Eventually.
I'd be streaming, right? And I'd go back and listen to the stream. I said, what is that noise? And I said, oh, damn, that's my computer. And Streamlabs, was, like you said, was using way too much energy on my computer.
I
And I was just like,
had
oh my God.
more. I had more frame latency
Mhm.
using, because you can ask her. I have switched to slobs ever since I came back from my a most recent hiatus, and I came back not using slobs.
Yeah.
And my stream has been a
Smooth.
lot more stable than what it was whenever I was running slobs ever since switching back to OBS. So-
I tried to do Phasmo once and it just would not do it because
And
I was using Streamlabs.
our computer should be able to do Phasmo while
should.
streaming.
So
But that's the problem.
So back when I was having those issues with the wavelength software, I said, crap, maybe it's an OBS thing. Let me see if Elgato game capture software works. I opened it up, I was like, my eyes, the goggles do nothing. Oh my God, it's so archaic. I can't believe I streamed using Elgato's game capture of all things. It was the absolute worst. It doesn't even work anymore. I plugged in my new stream card, my capture card, it won't even recognize it. And I was like, oh well. But yeah, and the OBS is just, and there is an option on OBS that I didn't know about, because in Streamlabs you can actually log into your YouTube, your Twitch, whatever you want to log into. And somebody told me, oh, there's an option in OBS to do that. I said, well, I can't find it. And he was trying to tell me where it was, and I said, that is not here. But he was showing me in the completely wrong spot, because I guess on the PC it's in a different location. And one time I was trying I was trying to get my my stream set up, and it says login recommended, and I was like, what is this? And then I was like, oh, that's what he was talking about. So I've incorporated my chat into the OBS instead of having to pop it out of the screen, which is what I used to do, and I hated doing that because I'd have to move everything around the screen.
Everything. Yep.
And the thing about it is what the VST plugin capability that OBS has as well.
Mhm.
Because that's what we do for my audio ordeal, is because I don't have anything for wavelength or anything like that.
Yeah.
So the person that handles my audio portion just uses the VST plugins, and OBS is more friendly with different type of plugins than what Slobs is, where one, you have to pay premium just for basically any type of useful, helpful utility or anything like that.
And
but
it
then a
used to
lot
not
of
be like
times,
that.
it ends up being a mess of a utility anyway.
Yeah. And I just thought of something else real quick, and I think it left my mind.
Oh. I hate when that happens.
It was about.
It's because the cat showed up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, because when my cat shows up too, everything gets. He's more of a mess though. He's less calm. He just walks across everything.
Oh, she usually does that.
But yeah, no, I want to try and do YouTube stuff for a little while. Do the streams and everything, because I want to see what they incorporate into the YouTube gaming and everything. Maybe sometime down the road, a few months from now, I might do the, because my Thursday streams are always like my random days where I just play whatever. And used to, I would just do retro stuff over on Twitch. And I said, maybe I'll go over to, maybe I'll just one day, I feel like streaming to Twitch. But the thing is, I get a much better turnout on YouTube than I ever did on Twitch recently. So the people who come into my YouTube channel, doesn't matter what I'm playing. I just did the Resident Evil games, and there were people there every single time. And it's just one of those things. I know people lurk, but there's those instances where the same people come in and say, hey, I'm here, here's my support, and then they just They leave. They're there for
They
like
leave?
they are there for a literal second, 5 seconds, and then they peace out.
They're not
Uh,
even lurking?
Nope.
You see that on every platform. That's the
Nope.
problem.
Yeah.
Whether it be Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter's thing, that fiasco thing, whatever the hell that
Just
mobile
trying to
thing's
be.
Is
called.
that even still
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
thing?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a thing anymore.
I mean,
Because when I used to do Restream, that was one of the options you could pick from.
yeah.
There's something like Be Live is one.
I know they're trying to switch it into something else, but we'll see how that happens after, what's his face just bought the entire company forcefully.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, you do see that in some places. Like there are occasionally times where people will pop into a YouTube stream and they'll say something like, "Oh, I love this game," or they'll have a troll comment saying how much they hate the remakes of Resident Evil. I'm like, oh, that's nice. Thanks for your feedback.
Input.
But I'm not gonna tell them, oh, you're wrong. I'm just like, thanks. And then those are usually the ones that pop in and leave after a bit. And I don't care about that. But like I said, I have my loyal audience that does come in, and I've just noticed it's a lot more frequent on YouTube than it ever was on Twitch. And yeah, I know I shouldn't care about views, but it's just nice to have somebody in there at least talking to me, so I'm not talking to myself the whole time. I know that's kind of what I'm doing with the playthroughs. I'm kind of sort of talking to myself, but I usually my streams, it doesn't matter where I am, Twitch or YouTube, I'll start talking to the game, playing the game, just pretending like I have people there. And then once somebody does show up, then the conversations start to get going and everything. So that's, yeah, like you said, it's anywhere. It's just what I mean by the people who pop in and then leave after like 3 seconds. They come in and then they want me to go watch their stream. And
Ignore it.
It's like, but your support's like it's non-existent.
Yeah, don't. That's toxic. That's not something you want anyway.
Yeah.
But like, what are the pros and cons to you for YouTube?
In my honest opinion, I believe the discoverability is a little bit better, just from the keywords and stuff. Like, my Resident Evil videos seem to do pretty damn well, no matter what they are. They do really well. One of them's just sitting at 15,000 views, and that was a tutorial I did last year for Village. And yeah, I got the troll comments asking me, how'd you get this, when I explained it in the video, but they either watched without the audio on, or they just weren't, they were skipping through the video, not really seeing the part where I did explain it. And
Yeah, background noise.
I don't know.
I do that a lot.
I don't know how that video got so popular. Like, it started. I'm like, what the hell? What did I do that made this video just pop like that? There's another video where I did a medieval, the PS4 game, did a tutorial, and it's at about 11K, and I was like, what did I do that made this video so it's actually the number one search when you look that game up. I was like, damn, okay. So
That's awesome.
I don't know what I did. It's just the luck of the draw sometimes. Sometimes things are a hit, sometimes they're not. And like I said, I'm trying my best not to really focus on that anymore. As long as I keep putting content out there. The problem was when I was putting content out once every few months and I was like, oh, it's not getting views. Well, that's because I wasn't being consistent. Now that I'm being consistent, it's like, okay, pop up a video. Don't worry about it again. Don't even look at it again. Maybe check it in a couple days or whatever, see how it's doing. But then you got some people who are like, oh, I posted a video, but it didn't get any views. It's like, well, did you post anything else? You know, if not, yeah, you keep posting stuff. Keep post whatever. If you got a short or a TikTok video you want to put up there that you made, put it up there and don't worry about it. And one of my friends told me that. He said, just put it up there. And a lot of people told me this, and it finally just got in there. Put up your stuff and don't worry about what happens after that. Just keep pushing forward, basically.
Yeah. So a pro to you is definitely discoverability on YouTube. You feel like it's easier to be discovered there.
I feel it is. Because here's the thing. I stream a lot of retro stuff, and
yeah,
the thing is, and a lot of people have brought this up too, where let's say you're streaming a game like Donkey Kong Country, and you stream it under Donkey Kong Country, and there's one viewer or one streamer that's got 400 views, and then you got a couple other people that got 1 or 2 views. Who do you think the people are going to go watch first? they're gonna go watch that person with the 400 because they want to go with where the more views are. Now there is a few times where somebody comes in and says, I don't care about the people with the bigger views. I want to watch the smaller streamers because they're more chill and it's not as hectic and everything, which I totally understand. But when I stream games under retro and Twitch, it's really hit or miss. Because a lot of games I do them in there because of that reason. I'm like, there's 1,000 people watching this one person over here play Metal Gear Solid. I'll just play it over here where I have a better chance of getting somebody coming in to watch my stuff. And I guess it works the same way on YouTube, I think, because if you use the right search terms, somebody's going to find your video. And I believe that's how some people found my channel. I like to ask everybody when they come in, how did you find the channel? You know, I like to know how people found me. And some people say, I found you on Twitter. I saw you on Twitter, or I did a search on, I was looking for Resident Evil, found your channel, decided to come by, and then they usually sub. They're like, hey, you know, really awesome. I really like you here. So I think what somebody was telling me was if you put in a search term that somebody's looking for and they search that term, you're likely to pop up as the live video and they'll come and check you out. And this thing is, I also put a little live thumbnail or a little image in my thumbnail that says live. That way somebody knows it's a live stream, even if, you know, they checked it out like day after or whatever. They know that it was there,
Okay.
that it was live at one point.
What about you, Shadow? What do you think is better, in your opinion?
To me, they both are equal. They both got their negativity that causes it hard to be seen. And one of the biggest ones has actually been taken away from YouTube. And this is why I stopped making YouTube content. And that was the dislike button. Because people could see how many people have disliked it. And the
Yeah.
thing is, part of the issue with the dislike button is you and I don't know if you knew this, Mittens, but you actually had you had bigger content people that actually do fake accounts or send people over and troll and downvote your videos with the dislike button, which causes people not to want to go look at your stuff. That there is the turnoff. That there was a turnoff for people wanting to do content, whether it's stream or just post stuff.
Yeah, that's messed up.
I have to agree with that. I mean, I hated the dislike button to begin with, because when I make a video, that Resident Evil tutorial video, for example, or even many of my shorts when I first started posting them, they still had the dislike button, and you know, people will go through and they would dislike it just because they didn't want your video going forward. And something I noticed before they got rid of the dislike button was that I would just check that one video in particular, that short that went semi mini viral. I said, let me just check the likes versus the dislikes, and it's probably about.
That's horrible. You're setting yourself for mental pain.
No. Because I wanted to check something because there was more likes than dislikes. There were about 500 likes, and then there was probably 60 dislikes, and so something I noticed was that the dislikes started dropping. They started like basically it was 60 and then it was like 55 and then it finally stopped at like 20. I was like, the hell, where'd all these? And somebody told me it was likely bot accounts. And YouTube they're pretty good about that. They're pretty good about going, and Twitch, same thing. They're good about going through and just clearing out the bots that are in your account. Like I'll get subs and I'm just like, what the hell? What kind of name? And I can't even recognize the name. I don't even know what the name is. And I said it's likely a bot account. And some people will say, I don't care about it anymore because I know it is probably in a bot account that's getting wiped out. But people were like, oh, I hit my goal of 800 subs. Oh no, I lost 5 subs. Oh no, I lost 10. Sometimes YouTube's verifying those people to make sure they're real, and then they'll give you the sub back. But I just tell them, I was like, don't fret over it. It's probably just a bot. Nothing you can do about it. Same with Twitch. Nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. Nothing you can do about it, especially when we're having that big issue with bots just coming in and like spam liking your pages.
Follow bots.
Yeah, that was really shitty. But like I got like a couple of like Siri bot and stuff like that you can add that kind of just weed people out. Of course, you have
all you gotta do is add a Shadow.
Amazing mods like Shadow, and he just like goes through and is like, ah!
So I have an extension on Chrome that actually shows you who. It hasn't worked properly lately, but it highlights names blue that are bots, and
I have a list.
I use the list too. I use one like Twitch Insight or something. If I see a name that I don't recognize or a name that looks like feet, that's obviously a bot. 2020, that's a
Well,
bot.
Feet.
So some of those are, I've actually seen some of those talk, not feet, but ones that you would
Not
think are.
feet.
So
Yeah,
what the way they're tagging a lot of those as bots is accounts that are staying on 24/7 and are watching a certain threshold of a certain amount of channels at once, which ends up turning them into being tagged as a view botter.
okay. So I've been banning people who are actually not bots.
Well, I mean, it's possible,
Possibly.
but it's also possible not. But I mean, I removed them anyway, and
Yeah,
because she'll watch there and she'll sit there and all of a sudden start seeing people get removed, and she's learned just to go with it
Yeah.
because even if they're a view bot, they're not counting; they're just sitting there.
I did that to my wife when she was streaming, and I started banning bots. And she's like, "What are you doing?" She mutes. She goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, those are bots." I said, "They're going bye bye.
Yeah.
They're not
You don't
staying in
want
there
them there.
because they hurt your channel." I
Yeah.
know a couple of my friends. They're like, "Oh, they don't bother me." I'm like, "Well, you should be bothered by them because that's gonna hurt your channel." You know, um, they could come in and follow bot you. I've seen it happen. I saw one streamer one time get follow botted by about 40 people, and it just kept going. And eventually, he's just like, "I gotta turn my notifications off because I can't sit here and watch this happen for 40 times or however many. I think it was like 40,000 follow bots." Yeah, at that point, you just gotta turn off the notifications because you'll have them going off for your entire stream basically, and after.
Yeah. I mean, Twitch, when they had a bunch of that issues happening, that and the hate raids and stuff like that, they took a little too long being
Yeah,
able to like get to the bottom of it and try to stop it on their end.
Oh,
And
it's
people were getting banned.
because the group was I
They were
mean, it was a
hackers, weren't
group.
they?
It was a hacker group that was
yeah,
Yeah.
doing it, and they were doing it on a daily basis. And
yeah.
me building websites and hosting servers myself can tell you firsthand, it's easy to locate something, but harder to actually implement the fix because
Mhm,
you have to come up with multiple different scenarios on your own end because there is a chance that this group has already planned for your fix. That this
Yeah.
group already knows this is what they're going to do to stop us.
yeah.
This is what. So, and a lot of people were not giving them the time of day or credit, and they're and being patient about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because
It's
people want that
harder to
instant
roll out
gratification.
fixes.
Hmm. Just look at Apple.
So yeah. So Shadow,
Yes.
you basically said they're kind of the same to you. You don't really prefer one over the other, Twitch or YouTube.
No. And like I said, the only reason I stopped doing YouTube content, and I know me and my buddy are talking about doing YouTube content now, was mainly solely because of that dislike button.
Yeah.
People could make it to where people weren't looking at people's videos because, oh well, this one has this many dislikes, it's not going to be a good video,
Hmm.
Oh.
and not giving it benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Now the way the dislike button works now is it's still there, it's just only the content creator sees it.
I still don't look at
Yeah.
mine. I don't want to. I don't want to know how many people dislike the
Oh,
video.
I don't want to look at it
Yeah.
either, but it still does the function of they're less likely to see it show up on their own feed. Then it's it was a major deterrent for people not being afraid to push out content because, like I said, you had major people all of a sudden getting so stingy about competition that
Mm.
people were finding ways to get other people to go dislike this, or if you upset someone, they can have so many people go dislike it, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're just not seeing anything.
Hmm.
That makes me angry.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, it didn't help at the same time that I was doing. whenever I was doing the Twitch stuff, I was posting because I have more stuff posted on YouTube than I have before I'd even started streaming on Twitch back in 2015. Was whenever they changed qualifications
Oh, for the
requirements.
affiliate?
Yeah, like it was so much easier such an easier goal to want to grasp and grab way back then, and then they just raise it to some ridiculous numbers, and it's just like, but it's solid. I mean, there,
Oh, definitely
it's
too.
solid. I think when they bring back the live tab, that would be a lot better too, though, because yes, you can do search. You know, you search a certain thing. Yes, you're going to find someone. Hopefully, the person you're looking for, like, hopefully, you pop up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just by the key search thing. But it's nice having that option to be able to just look in general.
Yeah.
So, because Twitch has that left-hand side where it shows
Mhm.
everybody that you follow is who's live.
YouTube has it as well.
Yeah, so they have something
It'll
like
show a
that.
thing that says like I follow some channels and it'll say usually it'll notify me that they're live, but they'll have a little tab on the left side. It does show the little live, but not the live, like the little ping. It shows that they're live, but 90% of the time it's only like 2 people that I am sub to that are live. But it's the same setup. I mean, I don't dislike Twitch. I still want to stream there sometime again, but right now I just want to keep my focus on one platform at the moment because I feel it's easier for me to just get all my streams in one place, all my videos in one place, all my podcasts in one place, all my playthroughs and everything in just one place right now. And yeah, sometimes I don't I forgot what I was gonna say. Something about sending my stuff from Twitch to YouTube. Sometimes I won't send it to YouTube just because if something happened with the stream, like something glitched out or something, or I had to stop. Like one time recently, I actually had to stop it because something was going on. I was having some connection issues, and I had to stop and start over. I said, I don't want to send that over to YouTube. That was just a bad stream. Um, and then I'm not saying that YouTube doesn't have connection issues. I had to cancel a stream once because I just couldn't I couldn't get anything done. It kept slowing down. People said they couldn't hear me. People said the game was getting laggy. Yes, that's it. We'll just scrap today, scrap it and go again. But
Oh yeah,
I guess
every have their little issues like that.
yeah, and I guess if I could give any advice to anybody who's looking into doing, and you might have the same advice to Mittens and as well Shadow, but no matter where you stream, no matter where you post content, just go with what you enjoy. Do what you enjoy. Don't do what everybody else is doing. Like if you're on Twitch, don't play the hot new game just because people say, oh, it's going to help you grow. It might not. Somebody told me play Red Dead Redemption 2. It's going to help your channel grow. It did not. It did not help my channel grow because
Yes,
there was
because everyone else was playing it.
there was 98,000 people playing that game, and I said, oh, I'll give it a shot. And it was literally the end of the game, like the epilogue, and I was like, oh, that didn't do much of anything. But yeah, if you're gonna play new games, don't play them when they first come out because everybody and their grandma's gonna be playing them. The only reason I streamed WWE 2K22 that week that it came out is because I got it 3 days earlier. So I'm like, okay, not a lot of people are watching this right now or streaming it, so I'm gonna go ahead and play it. I had a decent turnout, but yeah, like just play what you enjoy, stream what you enjoy, because you're gonna have much more fun. If you're playing something that you're not enjoying, you're not gonna have fun. Like if somebody says you need to
Oh,
play Call of Duty to get views, don't do it for the views. Just do it for you. Stream for you. Make YouTube videos for you. Do what you enjoy. I know I've said it 3, 4 times now, but do videos on what you enjoy. Because I started doing that again. I started making videos on what I really enjoyed, and I am loving my content. Even if other people don't like it, I am enjoying my content a lot more now than I was last year and 2 years ago when I just didn't like any of it. I was in one of those places where I was like, I hate everything I'm doing because it's not getting what I wanted to get. And then I just had to have a few people tell me, stop paying attention to all that stuff over there, stop listening to people. Do basically, my wife is my cheerleader. She's the one that tells
Yeah.
me, do this, do that, don't listen to people.
Yeah. I mean,
It helps.
that goes for everybody. Because if you're not doing something you enjoy, you are obviously not. It's gonna be visible that you don't enjoy it.
Mhm.
And the people who are watching you want to see that you're enjoying it instead of and be around that energy. If they wanted to be pissed off or angry or like depressed, they would just be by themselves like me. I would just cuddle up in a blanket. I want to have fun with you. I want to enjoy you seeing maybe a game you've never played before and the reactions. Maybe I played it and then you have this amazing reaction and it makes me feel happy to enjoy that with you.
Yeah, I always see people playing games that I've played 100 times before, and I'm like, oh, I can't tell them what's happening next, but they're not gonna like it. I would also say, don't join communities that are just gonna. If you get a message on Twitter, we've all gotten them. Oh, hey, we like your content. Come join our community. We'll help your channel grow. It's bullshit.
Follow for follow.
It's
Don't
bullshit.
do
It
it.
is follow for follow. Even if they say it's not, it is still follow for follow. Don't do it. Don't do sub for sub. Don't do support for support. If it has 4 in the middle of it, don't do it. Because that's just empty views.
Unless
empty
it's
follows.
Left for Dead.
Or for fat cats.
Or that.
Fat cat.
Or Back for Blood. I don't know if that's a good game. I
Yeah.
have it. It's up there.
It's got a 4.
If it's got Battlefield 4 in the title, let's see.
Well, for me,
if it's got Silent Hill and 4 behind it, please sell me your copy. Thanks.
yeah.
My PS4, just for the record, is worth like $3,000 because it still has the demo.
Oh, the PT
of
demo.
what they were gonna. Yes.
Jeez, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I deleted mine and I can't download it again.
I did not delete it because it was it's a demo that is worth playing over and over and over.
It scared the hell out of me, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't play this game anymore. My dad thought I had a heart attack. He's like, what the hell happened? I said, this game scared the shit out of me. He's like, I thought you died. I was like, I damn near did die.
Literally and figuratively.
It's like I used to do a lot of variety streaming,
and
then I took a break because of a lot of stuff going on, and then I came back, and then I was like, all of a sudden, mainly Final Fantasy with a couple other things here and there, and a lot of people walked away after I did that switch, and it's like, okay, whatever, then you weren't here for me.
Yeah. Then that's gonna be anywhere you stream.
And I kid you not, when I streamed Last of Us 1, I think it was 2020 is when Last of Us 2 came out. So I started streaming the first one, but I didn't finish it on stream, and somebody popped in, followed me, and then they unfollowed me when I stopped streaming it. I only know this because when I started streaming Last of Us 2, they came back and followed me again, and I remembered the name, and I was like, the hell?
Welcome back.
I'm like, if you don't want to be here for the other games I play, just leave. Because I am a variety streamer. I am playing what I want to play. And I still do the variety stuff. Like, Tuesdays is basically my story games. Right now, it's going to be Final Fantasy 7. And then Thursday, I'm going to play...
Or is it regular 7?
What's that?
Is it regular 7 or is it remake?
Remake 7.
Remake.
Okay.
And then Thursday, I'm going to start playing Lego Star Wars. Okay. Now, this happens on both platforms, but this is one thing that happens a lot more on Twitch, YouTube. And this is why people told me don't stream on YouTube, because they flag everything.
It's easier to get flags.
Yeah, and
over on YouTube.
So what I do is I just turn the music off, and I know people have said don't do that because it ruins the experience. But I'd rather not get. You can remove the music now, but I'd rather not get 20 copyright claims in a stream. I'd rather just like to avoid that if at all possible. And I see a lot of people.
The cool thing. The cool thing with YouTube is, though, they're really good at letting you dispute those too, and they're pretty good about removing them too.
Yeah, and then
they won't remove them; they'll block them from view, and then you can remove the music.
Yeah,
with their little filter.
Like I had, what did I do? I streamed Alan Wake last year, and I'm doing that as a playthrough right now. Surprise! Playthrough for Alan Wake's coming soon. There's a spot where Roy Orbison is playing. And I didn't realize that. And so what I did in the playthrough was I muted the game at that point and just said, sorry guys, I had to mute this because of the music and I want to avoid anything happening. And so I even put that in my thing. It says, a little title pops up that says muted to avoid this issue. And then it plays again at the end of the first episode. And so what I did was I just edited it enough to where I just took that whole section out that was playing. What I did was I sent it over to YouTube first to run a check to see where any, if at all, claims were happening, and then I would go into my editing software and take those areas out or mute them altogether. Now, if it's obviously if it's a spot where I'm talking, I probably can't mute it, so I just have to have it muted through YouTube, where it says you can mute this section of the game, take the music completely out, and it doesn't affect anything. I've done it before. It really does work. Like in that same stream, I took that one section out, and it's basically just the music was gone, but the game sound was still there. The commentary was still there. The voice actors were still talking. You can still hear them. I was like, oh, interesting.
It's cool.
It's still in beta form, but it does work. And it's very helpful if you want to put up a video if you want to take that music out, because there's a lot of playthroughs I've watched. Like I was checking out Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, to see how other people did their playthroughs and everything, if they did it mission by mission or just one long play. And one of them I was watching, the guy had all the music just muted, taken out completely, because that's a Star Wars game. You're going to get flagged, whether you like it or not in that game. And like I said earlier, I tried to, because I want to play Toy Story 2. And they have the You Got a Friend in Me, right? And it didn't get flagged, but I'm like, I don't know if I trust it, because it was only like a minute worth of video, and it said, I don't know if I trust this enough. So that, and some of those old PS1 games have FMV cutscenes from the movies. It's like the James Bond games, you're like, ooh, I don't want to risk it, so I'm just going to cut those parts out, you know?
Yeah.
Unless you're doing a stream, it's a little different, but, you know, that's the good thing about doing a playthrough that's not a stream. You can easily cut stuff out that you don't want in there. I haven't been hit yet with Final Fantasy, but I was told there is a part where the music does get flagged, so...
Yeah.
Really, that, like you said, it's anywhere. I got a copyright claim over on Twitch when I was playing Super Mario World. It wasn't from Nintendo. It was from some guy that, and I heard another streamer talking about this same exact thing. They claimed it, and it wasn't even Nintendo. It was somebody who was sampling the castle music from Super Mario World. I was like, that's not even your song, dude. So why are you claiming it on me? But I wasn't planning on keeping that stream anyway, so I was like, whatever. It's going away in 14 days anyway, so I don't care.
That's something, okay, that would be more of a pro anyway, because YouTube has that ability to do that for you, and Twitch does not. They'll flag you. I've never been flagged. Let me knock on something. And I don't know anybody who really has had copyright flags on them, but they still do it. It's like with the music. So if I have something and I'm listening to music in the background and you can hear it, I usually just delete it. I delete the video afterwards, because if you weren't there for the live to enjoy it, I'm not going to get flagged for it.
Yeah, and there's a few channels I watch where they will they'll get some kind of claim when they do it live, and then they'll take everything out. And this is YouTube, so they'll take everything out they got flagged. They'll take those sections out, and then they'll just edit the video, you know. And then, because when you're done with a YouTube stream, and I think you can do this with really any of the videos, you can go into their editor. So what I like to do, and I know Twitch has it too with their highlight feature, but what I like to do with my streams on YouTube is I'll go in after the stream's done. It takes a while for it to actually kick in. You can't do it until like at least an hour or so after. But I'll usually wait until the next day, because I stream at night. So what I'll do is I'll cut out the part that says starting soon, and then I'll just cut right to the part where the playthrough actually starts, and then I just keep it from there. If I have any breaks where I have to, you know, go away, or I had the BRB screen, cut that out. In case anybody's watching, because what if the Be Right Back is 10 minutes long or 30 minutes long? I want to cut that part out, so if somebody is watching my playthrough, they don't have to sit there for 30 minutes, because they'll be like, I've been sitting here for 30 minutes, I don't want to. And the chapters are another good thing too on YouTube that I enjoy. I actually went through today and put some chapters on some of my playthroughs, because I'm like, well, what if somebody's watching this and they want to actually treat it as a walkthrough? They want to find out where one of these objectives is in this mission, because I did Siphon Filter, and so one of the missions you have to find 4 bombs to defuse. And I went, okay, bomb 1 is at this timestamp, bomb 2 is at this timestamp, 3, 4 are at this timestamp, and it helps. And if they see the chapters, they're more likely to click on that section to see what they're looking for. And then if it helps them, cool. If not, you know, no big deal. And there were a few spots where I was doing nothing but getting lost in the game, so I just put timestamp 8 minutes exploration.
Or 3 hours later.
Right. So I like that they. And I don't know if Twitch has that, because I don't really mess with the highlight feature and all that stuff. I don't mess with it too much. I was in the beginning, and after a while, I was like, that's kind of when I was like, I really want to put my playthroughs back on YouTube, but for the longest time, I was not doing it. I didn't want to, simply because they'd get like 2 views. I did Mortal Kombat 11 and it got 2 views. I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? So that's when I started saying, okay, I'm gonna stream more on Twitch. And then at that time, I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with my YouTube content. I was just like, I don't know what to do with this content. And then it wasn't until earlier this year when I was like, let me bring
You
back
started.
my recap series where I just look at older games and talk about them. And I'm actually going to try and shift that more into my personal experiences with the game and less of a review style game, because I'll admit I'm not the greatest at reviews, but it'll be like a light tiny review, but mostly like I didn't want to do Sonic 2. I want to talk about when I first got that game, what it was like when I first played it, this and that, just stuff like that. What it was like when the game came out. So I just want to do stuff like that, you know. And then again, this and then my streams and my playthroughs. Long plays, I'm doing those too. Those usually, and even with the long plays, I did House of the Dead 3. It hasn't gone live yet, but I am going to cut it into chapters from chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however long the game is, and then at the end it's like ending and outro.
Wait, are those gonna be different videos? That's why you're gonna block up the video with.
No. I'm gonna break it into chapters. So it's a
Okay.
long play. It's about an hour, almost an hour long. And within that hour, I'm gonna break it up with each section. So you got level 1 is about 8 minutes. Level 2 is about 8 minutes. Level 3 is about 8 minutes. You know, so on and so on.
Okay. So I'm basically like Twitch. I've never tried any other streaming service. I don't know if I'm scared because I've built a community in this one space. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to jump over and I'm gonna lose a lot of people.
So I should mention that most of my supporters on Twitch are in the UK. So they obviously trying to get them in a stream on a evening stream on Twitch ain't gonna happen, because they're 6 hours behind us. So it's funny because very few. One of them popped in once when I was streaming about 6:30 my time, and they popped in and they had just finished and they rated me. I was like, oh my god, it must be like super late for you guys, because it was 6:30 for me, almost 7 o'clock, and it had to have been like 1 in the morning for them. So that's part of the reason why I want to try and keep some Twitch streams on a weekend if I really, 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 absolutely, positively feel like doing one. But 90% of the time, I don't feel like doing a stream on a weekend. It's rare, very rare, and it most likely would be a pop up stream. It wouldn't be anything that's promoted. It wouldn't be something like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna be streaming this day at this time." You know, like I usually do. I try
if you
to,
feel like it.
yeah, it's just to feel like it. And sometimes Thursday, like if I'm really tired in the evening, sometimes even then, I'm like, guys, I'm just not feeling it today. There was a time a couple weeks ago I had to work 4 10-hour days because our stuff got messed up at work and I wasn't planning on that. So by the time Thursday rolled around, I was drained. Like my brain was just not here. And I just say, hey guys, I'm not gonna stream tonight. I am not feeling it. And then last Thursday, same thing. I just didn't feel it. I wanted to watch TV instead. So you know, that's the one good thing is the supporters are always understanding if you have to take a break or something. Um, I don't have anybody who's like, oh my, you have to stream every day that you say you're going to stream when your schedule's going. I don't have anybody like that. I know they're out there. I do not have people like that. Thank God.
They understand real life, I guess.
No.
Like we work and then we stream because we like to, and then if we can, there's no way we can keep a consistent
Mm-hmm.
on the grind basis if we're exhausted.
Yeah,
So
and
you got to take care of yourself.
like yesterday, I wanted to record. I didn't get to record anything this weekend because I was just so tired. And yes, last night I wanted to record a playthrough, a long play, or just a playthrough in general, and I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. I was like, I want to do this game, not feeling it. I want to do that game, not feeling it. Screw it, I'll play Lego Star Wars again. And I started one, and it was going good. And then my cat outside the door was meowing. I was like, oh, he's not gonna let me do this. He's gonna keep jumping in front of stuff. So I was like, you know what? At that point, it was 10 o'clock at night. I said, I am not gonna be able to get through this playthrough if I'm doing a long play for an hour. I'm not gonna make it. And I just sometimes you're not, like you said, you're just not feeling it. And I remember a few times I did cancel early on when I started. I take that back. I did have somebody saying that. Um, they said you need to stream when you say you're gonna stream. You can't keep canceling. It's like, bro, I work 8 hours a day. I commute to
Yeah.
work for 45 minutes each day, to and from. 45 minutes to work in the morning, 45 minutes coming back from work. I am exhausted by the time I get home. So that was back when I was working in an office, and it just by the time I got home, I was like, I am just not feeling up for the stream today. And it was around 2019 when I really started pushing for this, started trying to just take it seriously. Because when I started, I wasn't taking it serious. I was like, I'll do it when I feel like it.
So also Twitch, I feel like they do have a lot more of walkthroughs to help people starting out. How to figure out what to do,
I'm
good
sorry.
ways of becoming affiliate.
Yeah.
They have a lot of walkthroughs to help you, and everything that they come out with, they have another little walkthrough that pops up like, hey, if you want to figure out this new thing we've added, it's really cool. Here's how
Yeah.
it goes. Like, I think that's really helpful for anybody who's starting out. YouTube, I feel, is a little scarier just because I don't know, it's been here longer.
Mm-hmm.
It has more people on it. You see all kinds of videos posted, and it's kind of intimidating.
Yeah.
Twitch, you can just plug right in and be like, okay, I'm on Twitch and I'm streaming.
I really should have
YouTube's
started
been
both of
here
them.
longer for uploading videos, though.
Yeah,
Twitch has
yeah.
had a longer streaming service than what
Mm-hmm.
YouTube has.
Yeah, that's true. But it's like it's just a bigger name to a lot of people. It's like, oh, that's
Well,
YouTube.
that's
We'll
just
get
because
there when we
Google
get
bought it. But
there. Yeah. It's Twitch is like, okay, plug and play. I am here. The discoverability is definitely, I feel like it's way easier. I can go on that page right now and see there's a bunch of people who are alive that have a bunch of views. That's cool.
recommended.
The recommendeds that pop up under your people that you follows that are alive, which are cool. I've met some amazing people clicking on a recommended, like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
like this person plays kind of the same genre you do, same thing you watch. Like, that's awesome. Bring it to me because I want to see these new content creators. I want to be able to search that game and you see everybody who's live playing that genre or whatever, and you can just click through until you find the person you want to watch and you vibe with.
I will say there is one. The hot tub streamers. They don't bother me. Okay, they do
They don't
not
bother
bother me.
me either.
I don't care. Let them do what they want. But there are some people on there who are just, oh my god, what, blah, blah, blah. Well, you must have clicked on something for them to pop up on your feed. That's the only way they would have gotten there. That's the only way. That is the only way that Twitch will be recommending them to you is if you clicked and watched one of them. So you're literally
Or
complaining
you
for
searched
nothing.
it.
Or you exactly. Or you searched it. It's just like if you don't want to see it, don't search it. Don't look at it, and you won't be offended by it or whatever. You won't be upset by it. Just don't. Twitch is not what it used to be. Okay,
No.
it's not just games anymore. I mean, honestly, for both of these, I should have started back in 2012 when I really wanted to, but a former friend of mine told me not to. He said that's a stupid idea. Everybody has a YouTube channel. You'll never make it. And for the longest time, that just deterred me from doing any of it, just not wanting to do it because I was like, man, what if he's right? What if nobody does like my content?
I hate those kind of people.
And I just said, one day I was like, you know what? I'm going to do YouTube. Screw it.
But there was one other thing I was gonna say about Twitch. It popped in my head. Affiliate status is really easy to get.
It
a lot
is.
easier than what it used to be.
It is.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to be able to, because those milestones that you give like yourself are, you try to make yourself easy stuff, but it's still kind of hard to become affiliate. But when you do, you feel so good about it. And then now, if you've noticed, followers can use emotes and do not have to subscribe to you. I think that's pretty
Only
freaking.
for that channel, though.
Yeah, it's only for your channel and only on that channel, but they'll have access to some of your emotes that you've decided to allow them to use. And that's really interesting because that will get them more interested in maybe possibly going into another tier or something like that. They're really making an initiative to help the streamer and content creator out. And it's not only, like you said, video games. There's people body painting. Like there's
Traveling the
people.
world.
Yeah, people traveling. I watched a dude in like Korea in a food market just sitting there eating the food live with us. And it's like, that looks amazing. Like, this is cool that I get to watch a piano lesson or DJ or something like that. I was like, it's people just painting. It's relaxing. I can rewatch Bob Ross
Yeah.
and chat with people live. Like,
There's a channel that shows old WWF video or Monday Night Raws and everything. I thought that was cool, but then I was in retro and I said, how is this person here able to watch RoboCop on Twitch and get away with it? So sometimes I'm like, how are they able to get away with this and watch a full-length movie on Twitch, knowing that it is very much going to get copyright striked and all that fun stuff? So I mean, I go into the channel and it's like usually in another language or it's got subtitles or something. I was like, okay, maybe there's some loophole that I don't know about, but I'm like, I would not dare watch a full-length feature film on Twitch that is not public domain or anything like that. Because I have a friend who does do movies that are public domain, so he's able to watch them on Twitch because they are public domain. He won't get in trouble for watching them. I apologize for my dog. He's yelling at somebody.
oh no, it's okay. The Amazon Prime videos you can watch. Anything
I haven't
that's
tried
on
it yet.
Amazon.
I haven't tried it yet, but I know a few people did try it. I don't know if you know Mindy from GGR. He tried to do one of those once, and I think I think he said it didn't work out as well as he thought it was. I can't remember. He tried it. Everybody tried it. If it didn't work, they were like, whatever. We tried it.
I watched Bumblebee on somebody's stream that was watching it from Amazon Prime. So it's not, you didn't get many options to choose from back then. That was probably like a year ago or something like that now. But it was interesting to be able to watch, and it's kind of like a watch party. It's a party. A party in Discord. Because it's kind of the same thing. You just watch somebody's screen, you watch the movie, you have a chat channel, so you can discuss things like, oh no, look what happened, and stuff like that in there, and not disturb the film. It's nice. I wouldn't stream it. That's just kind of, it wouldn't be bringing in the views. If that's something you're very interested in doing, it's not something that's going to bring in a bunch of views or anything.
No, not unless you're like well, not even that. Well, I would say unless you're like a big channel, like there's a YouTuber, there's a few YouTubers I follow who stream on Twitch, and that's really one of few people that I do watch on Twitch is the YouTubers, because like they're not going to stream on YouTube, they're going to stream on Twitch where their audience is. So I'll watch them, and I do still watch my friends and everything on Twitch. I do check out and try and find new people and everything. It's just streaming there, I just don't feel right now. I'm not feeling it. You know, every time I was going to start a stream on Twitch, I just didn't feel like getting it going. I was like, I don't care. I don't want to do it today. But then on YouTube, I'm like, hey, let's get it going. No problem. Because I guess on YouTube, I don't have to worry about, I wouldn't say not engaging in chat. I still engage in chat, but I feel like I don't have to have that gimmick. Everybody's like, you have to have a gimmick on Twitch in order to get noticed. I don't want to make a fool of myself and wear a crazy, stupid mask just to get noticed on Twitch. I just want to stream
a mullet wig and some glasses.
I just want to play my games and chill and chat with the people in my chat. Over on YouTube, I'm like, I don't have to worry about that.
You don't have to have a gimmick.
You don't have to.
No, friends that don't have gimmicks.
You don't.
Me, I don't have a gimmick.
You're a gimmick yourself. You don't count.
Shut up.
I just feel like people who say that, and a lot of times I was told advice from people who don't even follow that same advice themselves. And I'm like, well, you're telling me to do this, but you're not doing it yourself. So why should I do what you're clearly not doing?
Well, you were listening to some bad people. So
yeah, no. And I had to cut all the negativity, all the negative, all the bad advice. I had to cut it out. Like, go away, be gone.
Be gone, demon.
And when it comes to watching videos, the only way I would watch a video on Twitch without risking anything is doing a live party. Because they do have that live party that lets you stream from your Amazon Prime, hence, with them being partners and stuff.
Yeah. But I said, like, the only thing for that is it's kind of just having the Discord watch party, though. So, and I feel like the Discord one is better because it's the community that you know already. So you're not suspecting anybody coming in and, I don't know, being evil in it.
Well, the thing is with live party, the only way someone can join and actually watch a live party on Twitch is they have to have Amazon Prime as well.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. But like, what if they still have bad intentions, and you're trying to enjoy a
I mean,
movie?
the same thing can happen in a Discord.
Yeah.
Someone can join, like the
I
rules thing, and show up and cause problems.
yeah,
Yeah.
I had to actually, and this happens anywhere, but I had to ban somebody who was just trauma dumping in my Twitch chat like all the time. I'd be in a great mood, and they come in and say something like really like, I won't repeat it here, but I was just like, I'm concerned about this person, and it would just kill my mood the rest of the stream. I was just like, you need to go talk to somebody because what you just said is not cool.
Yeah. And that
Hey,
could be a form of trolling too.
I think they were just trying to get me to act as a doctor or a therapist or something. I was like, I'm sorry, that is I am not here for that. I'm here to entertain you guys. But that, like I said, that happens anywhere, you know?
Maybe the doctor is your gimmick.
yes,
There was already
I
one of
have.
those. There was already one of those on Twitch, but he's now on YouTube.
Oh no. See,
I
I
wouldn't.
don't think you necessarily have to have a gimmick.
Well,
And the rules of engagement are pretty much the same across the board on any streaming platform. The same thing like you said, like a schedule but being consistent. You definitely want to engage with people even if they're not on at that current time with
yeah.
you. Definitely continue talking. You don't want to just be like
Well, yeah,
playing a game.
and the thing is, if somebody pops in, I know sometimes they'll tell me, "Hey, I'll be right back," and I know they're still there, so I'll keep talking, and I'll just say, "Hey, if you're still there, what do you think of blah blah blah? If you're still there, what do you think of blah blah blah? If you're still there, just making sure they're still there, that they know I am talking to them. And in case they are, if I don't hear back from them, then they're likely not at the computer at the moment. They're just away from the computer. And yeah, don't call out your lurkers either. That is a big no-no. Don't do that. And I've seen people do that, and it's like,
I
don't do
can't
that.
help it. One of my bots does that.
Oh, what was I gonna say?
Well,
I
do
lost my
I say-
train of thought again. Damn it! I forgot. It'll come back to me, I think.
Okay.
Keep
Well,
going. I'll try and remember.
and with lurkers, I will say like even up to the lurker here or whatever, I appreciate everybody here. You don't have to say, even the lurkers, I appreciate all of you here, no matter what. You are amazing. Like
Yeah.
it does. You don't have to be like, hey, what are you doing? Why aren't you talking? Like I need you to be speaking with me right now. You don't do that. That's just not right. It's
No.
not etiquette.
No.
There's some streamer you need to have.
Don't guilt people into following you or subbing you. They will if they want to. I'll say at the end of every YouTube video, and I didn't really do it much on Twitch, but I have seen those streams where they're like, if you're not subbing or if you're not following, why? Why aren't you following? Why aren't you subbing? Because they don't have to. They don't have to if they don't want to. And if I hear something like that, I'm gonna peace out.
I've never been in a stream like that, and I'm so glad.
I did. Now, YouTube's a little different. Like, I'll have the little sub button in the beginning that just pops up that says his little subscribe. I don't expect anybody to do it. And then at the end of the video, I said, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing if you want. You don't have to. It does help out the channel, but you do not have to if you don't want to. And share the video, with everybody, kind of thing. Typical stuff you hear at the end of YouTube videos. But I've been trying to cut back on that because I feel like that actually might scare people off from wanting to do it. And I know people have said they won't sub to a channel if somebody says that at the end of the video because to them it sounds like they're begging for subs. But it's just one of those things. It's the word I'm thinking of. It's your mindset, I guess.
Okay.
I lost the word that I was gonna say. Second nature.
Yeah.
It's just second nature to say it, because everybody else says it.
It's not even, you don't even have to say it like that. Like I say, if you like what you saw here, please press the follow button.
Hit the thumbs up, ring the bell to be notified of when videos go live, all that fun stuff.
You were here, you must. Like, it's not going to be, it's never going to.
No, it's that last one. She forces people.
I do not. Any more pros, cons, anything I want to bring up about YouTube versus Twitch as streaming services?
I know I'm going to remember what I said as soon as we finish, and it's going to kick me in the ass.
We do have some, like, Reddit topics that we can kind of go through.
Yeah.
So this person's question was, what are your top reasons for streaming on Twitch versus YouTube or Facebook? So, I mean, we'll just put that in there. This person's,
Yeah.
I'm currently working on a project and trying to think about what makes Twitch the best option for a career streamer to utilize as opposed to YouTube or Facebook. I feel like every 3 to 6 months, YouTube in particular makes big moves to catch up to Twitch. There are big signings like Ludwig, Tim, etc., product launches that should have been there a long time ago, like clips, lives, VOD, shorts, all in one place, bigger revenue split, etc. On paper, YouTube seems to be catching up quickly. Facebook has been growing super fast year over year as well, and they are offering pretty generous revenue shares. What's stopping you as a career Twitch streamer from making a switch to YouTube or Facebook? The community, the money, what?
I remembered what I was going to say.
Right.
So, a lot of people, when they get started streaming on Twitch, I've seen it where they're like, oh, we're streaming, we're going to hit partner.
It's hard work.
It might
blood,
happen.
sweat,
It
tears.
might happen. I have a friend who did hit partner last year or 2 years ago, or maybe it was last year. She hit it pretty damn quickly. But that's just because she's an awesome content creator. She's an awesome streamer. And I was generally excited for her. I was generally like happy for her. But then you got those people that are just pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and their content's not that great. And thing is, you have to have, I guess what I'm trying to say is you have to be entertaining, I guess. I don't know if
Well,
that makes sense.
definitely.
But you gotta have that thing that makes people come back, that people want to come back to your stream. And I say for like partnering, just let it happen. Don't try and force it. Because 9 times out of 10, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Somebody I know, when they started streaming, they said my goal is to hit partner, and then they changed it. My goal is to hit affiliate. My goal is to make friends. I'm like, well, which one is it? Is it partner, friends, affiliate?
Start small.
Yeah, start small. I wasn't even intending to get affiliate when I started, and then once I started getting more of a following, more views, I said, okay, well, let's try and go for it. And then I was like, oh, cool. But the thing with partner is you have to. I think you have to keep those numbers up. You have to keep the 75 average view. And I think I heard YouTube is the same thing, where you have to keep that public view hours up and the subs up. Otherwise, your monetization goes away. That's just what I was told. I don't know how true that is. But
It's not. That's not true.
It's not true.
Nope, that's not true. They don't steal your money from you.
So they don't take away your monetization and partner status if you don't have the hours needed. Like
once you take it, once you have it, you have it.
Okay, so even if my watch time dropped below 4,000, they wouldn't be like, okay, it's my money and I need it now, JG Winworth.
Nope, because I have my brother-in-law's girlfriend. She is partner. She's currently on a hiatus right now. Probably been out 8+ months, and she is still a partner.
Okay.
So yeah, they don't take that away from you. And I mean, there's still people who enjoy you as a person anyway, and still are sub to her. Like. Mm-hmm. They still keep it up, even though she's not making that kind of content at this time, but they don't take away her partner.
Now, is it the same on Twitch also? Somebody said if you don't stream for 12 months or something, they take away your affiliate status.
I think they used to like put your account to sleep or something, not take away this status.
No, you can lose affiliate. I just can't remember when.
Oh, someone.
I guess I'll do some pop-up streams here and there. Like I said, Thursdays are my days where it's like I can do either or. I can stream to Twitch or I can stream to YouTube, either or. But I kind of said on Twitter that I was doing YouTube more, so I'm gonna stay with YouTube for a little bit, knock some stuff out, and then maybe sometime down the road just do a Saturday morning stream on Twitch. If I'm really feeling like it.
Twitch has a right to revoke your affiliate status if you have not streamed on your account for 12 consecutive months. And you have not reached the payout threshold of 100.
I mean,
there has to be both.
I wouldn't be sad if that happened.
So I'm gonna add to more brainstorming ideas how to get started streaming, because we've kind of touched a lot on this subject, but I think it really is. We have really good points when it comes to that, and we should definitely reach that in like another episode.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because we've got stories and we've got all kinds of things of that, but this is Twitch versus YouTube. So let me get back to that discussion real quick. So it was somebody said, what's making you not take the move from Twitch to YouTube or Facebook? Me, I'm a scaredy cat, and I don't want my community to be like, where'd you go?
Well,
And I built them, and it's been so much time.
Facebook's not that bad. I'm just throwing that out there. I've done it before. The only problem is people see that other people's real names in the chat.
Mm.
It's not like a custom real name because they're going to watch your account with their Facebook account. Now, if they made it to where you could, have a custom name when you're watching someone's, hey, great, cool. Because the really, really cool thing about Facebook is you link your streaming channel to an actual Facebook page. So you already have building a Facebook community. So you already have a community page. You have a community wall. You have community. Basically, your normal Facebook page, because I'm sure you all know what Facebook pages are. Basically, you already have that aspect built into it at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So this person said, at present, Twitch makes up about 72% of all live streaming, so it has a far larger audience than either one. Twitch found that there's not much of an incentive to continue signing big contracts because they found out when popular streamers leave Twitch, other streamers fill in the void, and that the viewer base rarely follow the popular streamer off to go watch on YouTube or Facebook. I mean, there's plenty of people we can name off that have done that, who've jumped the boat and have gone to YouTube or tried to make their own streaming service or something like that.
Well, when you talk about like Harris Heller and stuff, he started on YouTube, I believe.
But like the people that started on Twitch and tried
Oh,
to
yeah.
jump from
No,
it.
no. Like, didn't Ninja start on Twitch? And
Yeah,
isn't he
Ninja's
back on
one.
Twitch, or did he go to YouTube?
Can't remember. I never watched him.
Oh, I know Tim the Tatman's over there. Well, we all know about Dr. Disrespect and that whole situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot about Mixer.
Oh, don't even talk about
Mixer got by Facebook.
That's right.
Yeah, and they lost everything.
And the thing was, somebody even said, "Why don't you try going to Mixer for a little while?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, it's not a bad idea." And then like a week later, Mixer's going under. I was like, "Oh, never mind."
I almost tried at the same time that you must have, because it was just like, nope, never mind, they're going under. And
so I don't know if Ninja's left for YouTube or not, or if he's back on Twitch, because originally he left Twitch for Mixer.
Yes,
and then they got bought out.
And then I think he came back to I think a few of them came back to Twitch because they didn't want to deal with Facebook gaming. Facebook,
There's
whatever it's called.
A lot of money things going on. Twitch is significantly more feature rich for streamers, particularly gaming streamers, so to take advantage of that. YouTube and particularly Facebook are completely not geared towards gaming, is what this says. Twitch has a lot of built-in monetization methods, and people tend to make a lot more money on Twitch than YouTube as a result because of how far along you have to be. Like you said, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I probably have 45. Like,
I mean,
that's going to be a long time.
I have 25.
I don't want to talk about it then. I'm almost there. I'm like I'm over halfway to I'm at about 631 now for YouTube.
GG.
And the thing about the public watch hours is it fluctuates. So one day it'll be up. It's halfway to what it needs to be. It's about 2172 last time I checked. And it goes, I don't know what is bringing those numbers up. I can't, there's got to be a way where I can figure out which video is getting the most views, it's getting those hours up. But it's just probably just all the stuff I post that's getting constant views. Now, some of these videos, it might not look like I've gotten views, but they have gotten views. And shorts don't count towards public watch hours, I think, unless they're watching it through your channel and not the shorts feed. So like essentially, if you go to somebody's TikTok page and watch their videos on their page and not through the actual scrolling through the TikToks and everything, I think that's how it works there. That's how those count as public viewed hours. But like it'll be 2172 and then it'll drop to 2170 and then it'll go back up to like 2174 and then it'll drop a couple and then it'll go back up. It fluctuates. It goes back up. As long as it's not dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping, I'm not worried. Because the first time that happened, I was like, oh no, my public hours went down. And a friend of mine who's been doing YouTube for a while, I asked her and she's like, oh yeah, it fluctuates. It goes up and down. So don't worry about it. I was like, okay.
Like, viewers, don't pay attention to that number.
No. I just like to
pay attention to it, but don't like.
No. It's the monetization tab, and I just like to check it. You know, every time a video goes live or something, I check it the next day. See, okay, let's see how it's doing. Okay, cool. And then I get out and I don't look at it until like I only look at it anytime I post a video. And I check it like a couple days later just to see how the numbers are doing, because the subs you can see publicly, but the public view hours or watch hours you can't. You have to actually go to that tab to see it. And so I'll check, after a day after each stream or a day after a video goes live, just to see. I don't do it every day. I know there's those people that are like, they
I
want to
check
see it
the
every day.
comments.
I don't have a lot of comments. I don't get very many
Check
comments.
for
I do get them sometimes. I'm still getting comments on videos I made 3-4 years ago.
Oh, you're going to.
And it's like one of my tutorial videos for Resident Evil 2, how to get unlimited ammo. I have people who are going like, I've had this game for over 20 years and I had no idea you could do that. Lately I'm getting the more positive comments and not the, dumb ones where it's like, how do I get this? Because I didn't watch the video. I just skipped through it and you didn't tell me. I did, but it is what it is. There's another one I got recently that was pretty positive. And I cannot. Oh, somebody came in and said, "Hey, I'm new to the channel. Love the content. Keep it up." Blah blah blah. Stuff like that. When I see the silly comments like somebody commented on a tutorial video that I was doing, and they said, "You talk too much." They had an F word in there. They said, "You talk too much," and I'm like, "Okay, thanks. Thanks for your support. Thanks for the view."
You're not here for the right reasons.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude, but it's a tutorial video. I'm explaining how to do something in a game. What do you mean I'm talking too much? And I've had people in my shorts leave stupid ass comments too, and I'm just like, whatever. Thank you for the view, but your insult means nothing to me.
The comment is also you though.
Was that
so
sorry?
Every time
you cut off a little bit.
Someone comments, even the negative ones, it is bumping views up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Bumping it a discoverability list. So they're still helping you even though they're being jerks.
My I don't know if you saw my GoldenEye watch video. That video is still climbing and people are still commenting on that one going, "Oh my god, where did you get that watch from?" I said it's literally just a Samsung watch. And it's a watch face that you can get on the Android store or the Samsung store. It's that easy. I guess they didn't realize it because it doesn't say Samsung anywhere on the watch, but I did that video on TikTok, and here's the other thing. TikTok shorts, or not shorts, TikTok videos, I'll sometimes get like nothing, no anything, no traffic, nothing on the TikTok. Or even when I was doing reels on Instagram, I'd post them over there, nothing. Post it over to YouTube and it skyrockets. I'm like, holy crap, this video was a hit, So that's one thing I like to do also is I'll send my TikToks over to YouTube as well, just to get more eyes on it. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I tried a few things. I did my game of the day in short form. It didn't do well, so I was like, okay, I won't do it again because it clearly did not get picked up by the algorithm. But sometimes videos get picked up by the algorithm, and I'm just like, okay, that worked. Let's try it again. But the thing with shorts is sometimes you won't see anything for at least a couple days or a week later. I had one start getting views like a week after I posted, and I was like, holy crap, okay. I didn't think the video was that great, but damn, okay, cool, thanks.
With this one, let's see. Opinions on Twitch versus YouTube in regards to growth, and this person said something close to what you said. Their tactics for getting growth is stream, so like Twitch, edit, post on YouTube and TikTok. My issues personally is quality of thumbnails, as my editing skills are next to zero. And you were explaining earlier how thumbnails are pretty important, just because of the visual aspect. Like, oh, that looks cool, that looks shiny, let me check on them. Also, sometimes the quality from my Twitch VODs look like crap, but my live streams look great. If you really want to make some bank, then you have to be prepared for the grind, especially if it's in the saturated gaming market. So, yeah, either way, that's kind of the same on YouTube and Twitch. It doesn't really matter where you're streaming from. If someone's playing, like you said, a popular game, everybody's going to be playing it. You are going to be swimming in an ocean trying to keep your head up. And really, what if it's something you didn't even want to play in the first place? So you're not even making good content because you're not wanting to be there.
Now, one thing I'm going to say about the thumbnails, I use Canva. And when I was making my thumbnails when I first started, I was using a combination of a meme generator on my phone and then just taking screenshots from the videos on my phone. I'd watch through them. I'd find a good spot where the stream happened, take a screenshot of that, use it as my thumbnail. And then my early thumbnails were they were hit or miss. They were okay, Then they were kind of I'm getting better with them. Most recently, I did one that was the the best Sega Genesis games, right? And I had the 3 characters from Streets of Rage, and then I have Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles next to them. And then I think I had one more character, but I had a Sega Genesis on the right side, really big. And I'm like, and it's got a retro background behind it. So I like the way this looks. So thumbnails, you don't have to be the best at making them. Okay, it takes practice. Believe me, it took me a lot of practice to get these better, and I keep finding new ideas, new ways I can add shadow effects to the titles. So my House of the Dead 2 playthrough and review, I put a shadow effect on the title because I'm like, it looks kind of like they won't be able to see it. It's kind of blending in with the background. So I put a black border around it. And I'm like, okay, that works. Siphon filter. I put a green border around it because it's basically a green title with everything. I said, okay, that looks good. And I try to do screenshots of the games when I can. And if you caught my Resident Evil playthroughs, I did a screenshot of the background of one of the games, and I put the characters on the front, and so the background was behind them, the title was up here, and then live stream right here, and then the live little button, the little live picture I have up there. So I'm like, okay, that works. I'm getting better with them. So it takes practice, and I do recommend Canva. And if you want to get the pro one, it's about $12 a month. That does everything. It like removes your backgrounds and everything. If you want to have a background removed from a picture, it does that too. Because a lot of those things, background removers, they charge you for them. There's one I have that I was using, but it got it's kind of crappy. Like you want to remove a background, but if your character or anything in the picture has white on it, it's gonna take that out as well,
Take it out.
and it just messes up everything. So I'm like, ugh, that looks.
I think that's pretty much done with that. I think we said a lot about Twitch and YouTube, and there's good points and there's bad points on every single one of them. Any final thoughts on the subject?
No, I think I said what I had to say.
Shadow?
Good.
You good? So the next section is the first time we're ever going to be talking about it, is the anime section. So we're going to do anime review, currently what we're watching, anything like that. I know Shadow might be watching some animes, but you, Matt, you're not really into them, so I understand if you don't have any
Castlevania
to add to it. Other than Castlevania, because that's the only one.
The Devil May Cry anime that came out back in like 2008. That one was pretty good. I have it on Blu-ray. I haven't really watched the whole series or the whole thing. I think it's just like a 1-season thing. I haven't watched all of it, but I watched a couple episodes and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But they're going to be I think I said this last time, they're going to be making a Devil May Cry series for Netflix. And it's going to be, it's going to be the same guy that did the Castlevania series. And then also, I guess, do the CGI Resident Evil movies count? Probably not, huh? Because they're CGI.
Yeah. No, that counts. CGI is a form of animation, so it does count.
And then the Dead Space. I did watch it. Well, I watched the first Dead Space movie, not the second one. Vampire Hunter D, that is one of my absolute favorites. Akira is another one. So I have seen some anime. Just I don't watch more of the mainstream stuff. I just don't. I guess I don't care. I did watch Dragon Ball Z for a while when that was still popular. I mean, it's still popular now, but back on Toonami and when it was in the 2000s.
When Toonami was actually good.
Yeah, and I used to tell my friend, the same friend that played Final Fantasy 9 for 12 hours, I told him, why you gotta watch this stupid cartoon? Let's watch something else. And because he would give me crap about stuff I enjoyed, so I gave him crap about stuff he enjoyed. And then one day, I'm just in my house, I'm cleaning up my room and everything. I said, it was when Gohan became Saiyan Man. I was like, I don't know, for some reason I couldn't stop watching. And I was like, you know what? This actually isn't that bad.
They ruined Gohan, okay?
Was that?
They ruined Gohan. They took him because the way they made it sound like between the Frieza saga and the Cell saga, he was becoming even more powerful than Goku. And now they turned him into some married schoolboy Saiyan. That doesn't really... He's not the Gohan that could beat Goku when he was a kid.
Yeah, I'm so behind
Yeah.
on all of it. I stopped when the Majin Buu series or arc ended because that was after that they did GT, I believe, and they turned Goku into a kid again, and I'm like, what the hell is this?
GT was not the best in my opinion because a lot of GT was actually fan based.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I stopped watching when that happened because I was like, I don't like this.
So
Now
basically,
the one that's called Super Now is actually really good.
oh cool.
Remind
Haven't watched.
me, was there a Fatal Fury anime or
I
King of
believe
Fighters? I
there
think
was.
because I
I think
saw
there was. Yeah.
when I first got the Sci-Fi Channel, I was watching it to see what was on because we wanted the Sci-Fi Channel for so long. When Sci-Fi Channel was good, when it was SCIFI, not
I was gonna say whenever it was
SYFI,
good.
not SIFI. Um, when we first got it, we got this back in the 90s. We got a new cable package. We had Cartoon Network. We had Sci-Fi Channel. I was like, oh, sweet. Let me see what's on Sci-Fi. And I remember seeing Terry walking around, and I knew what Fatal Fury was at the time because of all those Neo Geo games at CC's Pizza and these restaurants and everything. TGI Fridays, where they had an arcade room, you had your Neo Geo thing, and I was like, oh, Fatal Fury. I knew who he was, so I was like, there was so much an anime for the the game, but then you had Street Fighter 2, the movie, the anime movie, the
Yeah.
watchable one.
Yes.
That
The
one I've heard,
watchable one.
yeah, I've heard good things about that one, but I've never seen it fully because I was not the biggest Street Fighter fan when I was a kid. I still am not the biggest Street Fighter fan. I'm more of a Mortal Kombat person, and their animated cartoon was the absolute worst. Oh
They
God,
they redeemed themselves because the new Mortal Kombat live action
yes.
movie that came out. Now, if you actually look on HBO
Hmm.
Max, I know on Max, it's probably on HBO itself. They actually, before they released that live action, they actually released a new animation movie.
Was it Scorpion's Revenge or because I know Scorpion's Revenge is one of them, and then there's one for Sub Zero. And the funny thing about this one, the Sub Zero one, is the introduction to it. It shows Scorpion jumping around, doing his thing, swinging around, and the WB logo opens up, and none other than Shaggy from Scooby Doo grabs him and says, "Get over here," and pulls him back in. Because there was this joke going around that Shaggy was going to be one of the unlockable characters for Mortal Kombat 11. I said that would have been hilarious, but also kind of silly at the same time. So they did that as an inside joke for the fans because they kept saying, "Oh, well, Shaggy should be in Mortal Kombat. What would he do?"
Smoke weed in their face and throw snacks at them.
Probably.
So when I'm just gonna go through because what I'm doing, and that's an impossible task. I'm going through whatever streaming service I have or whatever, and going alphabetically through the animes that are available. So I started with Hack Sign, and that is the first. Hack is also a video game. Like there's multiple Hack video games on this, but Hack Sign, the very first anime, was the one starting off the video game series and the other animes after that. Um, Basically, let me just do a short like information piece of it. It started in April 4th of 2002, ended in September 25th, 2002. Only 26 episodes. Thank God. Um, it's an interesting concept because there's a lot of animes that you see about going into a video game world.
Mhm.
Plenty of them. That's a huge story arc in many, many different animes, and this one in particular shot off and became an actual video game. The anime itself, basically, you have the main character, and this person ends up being the only one that can't log out.
Oh
It
wow.
becomes a weird thing. They're like, what's going on? We have to figure out what's going on with this person. And this person also doesn't like to associate with people. So there's a lot of back and forth, a little bit of conflict. Definitely has fighting scenes. Everybody else can log out to a certain point, and then it becomes a huge uh, problem with like there's a bug or a virus now in the game system, and now no one can log out. And it's freaky, and people who do die in game get severely injured outside. So there's a whole arc of the mystery behind all this. What is going on? Who are the creators of this game, et cetera, and what is this bug and why is it happening? Um, that storyline, if it was just told like that, is amazing. That's
Mhm.
really cool. Like I would want to watch that anime.
And this is dot hack,
This is dot hack // sign.
so like the video game on PS2.
Yeah, those video games are based after this
Okay,
anime.
okay.
Yeah, so you watch this anime, and I was like, I'm definitely gonna watch this anime. It's gonna be so cool, so I can get into the next video game, the first video game, and then get into the next anime, etc., etc. It took me very long to get through this 26 episode anime. It is so grindy.
Mm.
You feel like you're just sitting there watching paint dry. It is really, really not good. The purpose of the show, I guess, is to start the baseline of the other animes and games. So that's okay, I get it. That was the purpose. It doesn't have a clear goal. You don't really know what's going on. 30 minutes, it feels like, of just the characters staring at each other with no talking.
Like Dragon Ball. Next time on next episode, and Goku's still powering up. It's like, okay, it's been 30 minutes, dude.
It's the Powerball. It's just
That's a whole
the
episode, just the Powerball, and that's it. Okay, on the next episode. What do you mean? You didn't even do anything.
Still doing the Powerball. So the characters, they had good concepts, like little bits of the story. It was like, oh, that's cool. I would like to get to know this character more, but you don't get into that. You don't know what they are outside this world. They barely even tell you kind of what's going on in the world. So you don't really connect with anything or anyone in this series. And I like to connect with people. The world, cool concept. Setting, cool concept. They were missing a lot in anything. And you only saw 5 different places in any scene. It was all the same places over and over again. Plot would have been amazing. Would have been great if they had more depth.
Right.
Because you do at the end, the last 2 episodes pretty much is like, oh, this is getting really good, and now it's over. But now it's like, oh, now it's sad. The storytelling, not great. Not the greatest, because everything together just did not go cohesively. Not many stories are being told. Like I said, you're not noticing the main 5 characters. You don't get any backstory really. They all are kind of shady. They're like, hey, what do you do in real life? And they're like, I'm not telling you. Like,
yeah.
Okay, so what is your issue? Why are you here?
Right.
The viewer told things that are going on or shown. No, you don't get told anything. You're just dropped into a world, and it's just sitting and watching people look at each other. Tempo, horrible. So horrible till the end. I don't recommend this anime unless you want to say you watched it like I did.
Right.
It made me, because I watched this anime, it made me not want to play the games. And I know I want to play the games because I heard the next anime is pretty good. But I have to go get like PS2 games because that's what they're on. So I would play the game, but I would never watch that anime again.
Hey, you never know. They might drop it on the PlayStation Plus Premium. But I want to say the games are a little harder to find these days. I'm not entirely sure on that, but they might be one of those that are, hard to get, hard to come by.
I saw some on Amazon, and I put them on my wish list. And they're just gonna sit there until eventually they get bought.
Were they pricey?
Not really.
Oh.
Not really at all. So I don't know how good they are or not. Are you looking?
No.
That's a lie. It's like, it's a waste considering what they could have done with the story and with the characters, because there's a twist at the end which was like you never saw it coming, but you never saw anything coming because it was just not a lot of action or anything. But if you want to say you watched it, watch it. It'll be a good week if you just like, I have to watch this next episode, and you don't want to. But it's okay. I did it. I said it. I did it, and I said I did it. Period.
Well, you got that one out of the way.
Yeah, I did. I'll have better episodes next time and better anime next time.
It's funny how dot hack is always the first thing, and like any kind of, when you're looking at PlayStation games and stuff, dot hack is the first one.
Yeah, it's because that period. They made that. Oh my gosh.
I remember when those games came out. A friend of mine in high school was always talking about them.
I heard they're good, but I never had the chance to buy them. I got PS2 into the PS2 game kind of later. And really I only got it for Final Fantasy. So I didn't really get into a lot of RPGs other than Final Fantasy. And then now that I'm older and I have enough money to throw, I don't have
It's
enough
not
time to
on
play.
your wish list. Are you sure you put it on your wish list?
Yeah, I thought I did.
I don't think you did.
Yes, I may have took it off. I actually may have took them off, actually. Yeah. They were there. You can Amazon them.
They were there. They're no longer
They were there. They are no longer on there.
Tasteful Inker himself.
Because I was like, okay, so what is this one? I'm just trying to find one. Here's a PS4 hack for $18.11.
Well, I mean, yeah, the PS4 one is the newest one though.
Yeah. And it's
So
only
the PS2
Oh
Part
yeah.
1
Okay.
infection is $299.95.
It
Jesus.
wasn't that expensive when I had it on my list the first time.
Well, it is now.
Well, it's just like Silent Hill 4. It wasn't that expensive 2 years ago when I was looking for it. Not even 5 years ago when I was looking for it. And now the game's
Dot Hack
Yeah,
Part
it's
3
ridiculous.
Outbreak 296. Part 2 Mutations 110.
They didn't used to be.
You sure about that?
Yes.
You
But
positive?
yeah. But I think we did good this episode. How can we contact you, Shadow? Or how can they find you?
Huh? What? Oh. What?
How do you find you on Twitch and YouTube and
Well, Twitch is about to change in a couple of days. YouTube, they should be able to look up Fat Cat Haven and it should pop it up. And same with Instagram. Pretty sure that's what my TikTok is Fat Cat Haven as well.
Yeah, I do believe so.
Twitch is
Yeah.
about to change. Otherwise, it's normally just my name, but it's
but
actually in.
a link tree?
I don't yet because I've been torn on what to actually use because there's some that are actually more customizable than Linktree without having to pay. So I've been trying to figure out because there's like so many different sites because I see people all of a sudden not using Linktree and people using so many different ones. It's figuring out what is, I guess what I feel would be best per se. I know some people like simple, but I don't know. I don't have the link tree yet or of this.
All right. How we finding you, Matt?
Matt's Geek Corner on everything. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. It used to be a lot longer, but I cut it short because somebody said your name's too long. So I was like, okay.
And the link below. And the links below.
Yeah, all the links will be below. I really should put my link tree in here instead, but I kind of just copy and paste everything into the into all my videos. Like the little, if you like this, follow me here. I'm just like, oh, whatever. It's good. I'll copy and paste it to the next video.
You can find me here, Mittenz13, as well as on Twitch. Anywhere else you find me on Instagram or Twitch, you'll find like a Linktree connection. So you can find all of the different places that I am a part of, or you can find me. It's too much to keep up on, but I try my hardest. And also the link in the section down below, you can definitely click on that. And I'm pretty sure it's the Linktree. If not, I can give it to you.
I think I do have your link tree in there.
Okay.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
So,
next time, we know what we're talking about next time? Do we have the guests coming in next time?
I think we might be able to do the retro versus modern, but I am not sure off the top of my head which one to cover next. So I'll keep you updated on that. Because that person actually they stream in the morning and they usually finish by the time we are starting the recording and everything. So I'll talk to her again and see if she's down to, unless something comes up and I can't do it on Sunday again, then we might have to record next Monday as well. But yeah, guys, we're obviously recording Monday. Usually these episodes go out Monday, but this episode is probably going to be out on Friday this week because there really wasn't a whole lot of like breaking news or anything that has to be relevant still. So this episode will probably be up Friday Normally they're up. If you're watching this now, it probably is Friday, but normally they're up Mondays every week. And we're still working on that Spotify to get that going too. So just keep an eye out for that. If you did enjoy the video, consider subscribing to the channel. Feel free to share with your friends and family. Hit the notification bell. Click the thumbs up. Ring everything to be notified of when videos do go live. I do post here pretty much every day. Streams Tuesday and Thursdays. Wednesdays are my review episodes. Fridays are my playthroughs. I thought about putting something on Saturday, but I decided against it. And then I do shorts whenever I feel like it. Whenever they're ready to go, I upload them and send them out to the internets, the interwebs. But yeah,
Awesome.
that's it. I got nothing else, and I guess we will see you guys next time. Thank you for coming in today, being a guest on the show. Really awesome. I don't know if we're gonna have a guest every episode, but usually when there's like topics like this, we want to at least have a guest in who can give another input as well to the topic at hand here.
Yep. Thank you so much, Shadow. Appreciate you being here, and thank you everybody for watching. Y'all are amazing.
All right, thank you again. We'll see y'all next time, guys.